change your mind.
You require my assistance? Adigo! We're gonna be rich.
I have no time for games.
Inferno! You require my assistance? Who am I?
Hello and welcome everybody to Friday Night Fights. I'm joined today by Saku, who's also opting for us. We got a couple of great matches for you tonight. Say hello, Saku. We're doing great out here. We got some good matches. Like I said, our first match tonight is going to be a pro match. It's Pond of Dr. BOOMSHAKALA versus BrushyTuna of the Unknown. So that's going to be an interesting one. Do we have the deck lists up at all? Can we do that? Oh, no problem. I'll pull them up right now. We can discuss them a little bit here. So I know Pond actually brought something a little bit unconventional to some of our um, disapproval, but I know he loves it and he'll do a great job with it, I'm sure. But he did bring Cyclone Mage. He brought a Control Warrior. He brought the Combo Priest, and he brought his own Spicy Shaman. It's sort of like a token Shaman. So we'll see how that plays out today. I think there's a lot of potential here. And that he is facing into BrushyTuna's, I believe he's got also Combo Priest. He's also got Control Warrior. A big distinction here between their warriors is Pond did not bring Elysiana, whereas BrushyTuna did. So definitely a little bit of an advantage there as far as that matchup. And then he also brought the popular Quest Druid that's been going around, and it does have Chef Nomi, which is also very good for the warrior matchup. And then he brought Quest Shaman. So a lot of very popular decks, I think, on BrushyTuna's side. And it's a little bit of unconventional stuff from Pond, but we like to see that. I do believe we already have the shields, right? Yeah, the GM. Yeah, the GM format. So yeah, they shield the class, and then after shields are in, they ban. And I do actually have a message here from Pond. It sounds like Pond, yeah, we do have the ban. So Pond banned the Druid, and BrushyTuna banned the Warrior. So we won't see We actually won't see that warrior versus warrior matchup, which is actually probably good for us here on the caster desk because that those take a while. Um, but we will, and we won't see that quest druid. So what we have left is the mage, priest, and shaman for Pond versus the priest, warrior, and shaman for Tuna. So yeah, we'll have to see what they decide to go with as far as what they start out playing here. I think we're just waiting for them to challenge up here in a second. Let me just message them. I do see. I think some of the strategies that we could see going here. Just looking at my stats, with that warrior up, I think Brushy probably plays that first. I think it has good matchups across the board. And then maybe we'll see the priest from Pond, because it does have the best matchups into the remaining decks, I believe. So we'll see if he kind of tries to sneak that in there, maybe get a win into the warrior. I think it does have the best matchup, but other than that, maybe we'll see the shaman come out, or we might just see the priest duel. Yeah. Oh, yep. So Pond just came online here. Yep. So some unconventional stuff in some of these lists. I do see in BrushyTuna's warrior list, he's running Deathwing. Yeah, it's definitely an interesting choice here. We'll see if it pays off. Actually, it's very possible that it might just work out, but it's gonna be tough. Yeah, I don't know that he. Oh, really? I didn't. I don't remember that. But it's very possible. He also isn't running the popular priest list now with the Buon Samdi. He has Mass Dispel instead. Maybe gives him a little bit of extra, push there at the end. Get through some taunts, um, and then as far as his shaman goes, I think the shaman is pretty standard, except for a youthful brewmaster in there. Maybe get extra bounces off of the giggling inventor, barista for even extra value. I mean, all these decks kind of look like he was almost, hoping to find that warrior, but ends up banning it. So maybe trying something else out here. We'll see. I think they are challenged up, so we can tell them, I think, to jump on in, right? Perfect. As far as on Pond side, I did say he's bringing Cyclone Mage, which we haven't seen too much of recently. He is running the list with halftime scavengers, so maybe expecting rogue or some aggro. And then his priest list is pretty standard here. The current Hunter Ace popular list, and then his shaman is totally different from what most people are playing. It's sort of a mix between Murlocs and Overload. It's somewhat of like a token shaman here. He's running a lot of the core Murloc package with the Tide Callers, the Sludge Slurper, Toxfin, the Anglers, and the Murloc Ward Leaders. But then he's also running the Overload package with the Thunderheads, the Feral Spirits, the Voltaic Burst, the Lickum, the Lightning Bolts, and also the Spirit of the Frog for that cycle. So definitely just trying to go wide on the board, get some sort of board to stick. He also has the Soul of the Murlocs to help that out a little bit, and then he has double Bloodlust to push that damage. So definitely very interesting brings here. It looks like we are in now. Yeah, this is actually unexpected for me. I did not expect them both to queue the shaman to start. So we'll have to see how that pans out. You know, from what I can tell, I think it really depends on who gets on the board first. The weakness that Pond's deck has is a lot of his minions have 1 health to start. So things like the Nimbus or the what is that card called? The Sandstorm Elemental. And things like MC Tech are super powerful into this deck. So he's going to have to somehow leverage his damage and his board and make sure he doesn't fall prey to those 2 cards. And we do see both of them actually in Tuna's hand to start. So probably pretty happy about that. You know, having the MC Tech and the Sandstorm Elemental into this deck. Cannot be too upset. It limits Pond's ability to go super wide if he wants to play around it, or just commit to it and maybe get that low roll of whatever his best minion is. Or so we'll have to see. Interesting choices here.
Perplexing.
Yeah. So we are looking. I think this turn is a little interesting. I don't think BrushyTuna wants to play this MC Tech or this Sandstorm Elemental until he has to. He's got the list, so he knows exactly what's in this deck. He knows those are going to hit later. I think the question is, does he want to play this Lackey before getting the value off the Wasp? And the answer, it seems like, is no.
Shall we make a storm?
Yeah, the Thunderhead is now available for him. This Wasp only does 3, so he's not going to be able to clear. And he won't actually be able to play this Flesh Shaper with it. He's going to be 1 mana short with the coin. So not quite enough to clear here. Just going to get rid of this frog, and we're actually going to see a pretty powerful turn here coming out for Pond, I think. You know, Spirit of the Frog. Interesting. So, okay, so he is playing a little bit into this. Oh wow, yeah, he's playing into both the Mind Control Tech and the Sandstorm Elemental right now. I guess he's saying, you know, you have a 1 out of 5 to get my Thunderhead, which is my best card. And if you get the Spirit of the Frog, you don't really play many spells, so that doesn't help you. Really, somewhat of a bait, and maybe somewhat of like, you know, you're gonna have to play your first MC Tech before the quest, so you don't get the double steal here, which he could have gotten if his quest was complete. It was sort of maybe baiting out that Elemental and then MC Tech early, as early as possible, so he doesn't, you know, get that double value later. We'll see if he actually plays both of them here. He will be able to actually play this Flesh Shaper, coin the Elemental if he wants. It looks like he's deciding to just Elemental here. Still not sure. Because if he does Elemental, he cannot play the Flesh Shaper anymore. So that's the decision he has to make here. It looks like he chose to just play that.
Swiftly.
Pond is overloaded a little bit here. Oh, that Zap is a great top deck here. With these Soul the Murlocs, he can Zap, he can Soul, he can even Voltaic Burst Soul, make this a very difficult board. And it with just like I think a little bit of a misplay. He should have traded one of these first, unless he's not trading at all, which is fair. But just a Bloodlust top deck could mean the game here. He will be able to coin Giggling Inventor, make this a little bit harder for Pond here, but man, that was a very powerful turn. All right, he's saying no more draw for you, or still unsure. I don't know if this is the play I would have gone with. I guess. Yeah, I guess you can now kill the 3/4 as well here. Yeah, I guess I don't know about saving this coin for so long, but I guess we'll see. You know, he's so not the draw he wanted. He was really hoping to find that Bloodlust, but still plenty of time. He can even lick him here, kill this 5/3 with his face. He doesn't care about his face too much. And if he really, really wants to, he can soul the Murlocs this board. He's not going to get full value, but it just makes a very sticky and difficult to deal with board. Maybe he holds on to it for now. He could do some trading and then soul the Murlocs, the new 1/1s, clear the opponent's board, and you know, buff his remaining Murlocs here. And that appears to be what he's going for. He's going to trade, so the lick him, he won't have to take as much damage here. He'll take the 3 instead, I believe. I don't know. I don't think you trade these Murlocs in. I think, yeah, you lick them the 3/3, soul the Murlocs, and double trade, kill this evil totem, and go face with 1. Yep, and that does seem to be the play he ends up on. This giggling is going to be a little bit annoying, but really not too bad. I think what we're going to see from Tuna is a pretty straightforward turn here. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. He really does not. He saw that he didn't have Bloodlust last turn, so he's saying, I'm going to fight for the board here. If you have Bloodlust, if you top deck it, I lose. Maybe saving that coin for coin, giggling. Yep. I think we've got 7, we've got 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21 plus 7, 28 plus the hero power. Oh no, that's 1 short, I believe, but hard to resist. I think it's 1 short. Let me count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plus 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. So 21 plus 7. I mean, it's 1 short, but I think you put him to 1 health. Can't really argue with that. He will get this, you know, giggling, but you have a lot of little minions to trade into his stuff. Yeah, I think it's he does some trades and then he hero powers coin giggling here. But still, with this war leader in hand, I think he's actually going to be able to get rid of some of this stuff. We'll see. He's used both lightning bolts, so that's not going to hit his opponent's face for 1 anytime soon. I think that's it for his just direct damage. So yeah, it is that hero power coin giggling. He's not able to get that flesh shaper out, but let's see. With this, he's able to do 1, 2, 3. He can hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I'm trying to think if he can hit face at all here. He's got 7 swings, so not quite, but he can clear out these gigglings. Yeah, so he's saving this war leader for now. Maybe actually deciding just to lock him out of the board here, and make him sort of have to do some awkward trades to even play anything. And that seems to be the line he went with here. Yeah. It does let his. I'm surprised he. Yeah, it does let his giggling. I guess they can't die, but it does let him make some solid trades and leave him with only 3 minions, I believe. Do any of these have double death rattle? No. So. None of these were stacked. It can stack, but none of these were. So he plays the Shutterwalk. He's going to get 2 more of them. But he might bounce one back to his hand, which he doesn't help him too much. Yeah, the Sandstorm Elemental. Yeah, he does bounce one. Can't play it yet. Wasp. So he only gets 1 more, but that might be just enough here. I don't think Pond has a good response. And being patient, Tuna, with his Giggling Inventor has paid off. I don't think locking Tuna out of the board there was necessarily the play. You really wanted to get rid of those Gigglings if you could with that War Leader earlier, because you only needed to push 1 damage. So the most he can make with Shutterwalk, I guess he runs 2 Giggling Inventors, but I think if he plays both, you probably lose. So you know, trying to prevent him from making a bigger board. So he does have this Flesh Shaper here for 0. He has a very big Giggling or Annoyotron here.
Perplexing.
I'm trying to see if he has actually a way to find lethal here. Because this Cobalt Sandtrooper actually deals 3 damage to the enemy hero, so trading that. So he's going to be able to push 8 here, or 7 here. Yeah, he found lethal with the Cobalt Black. Yeah, so he was able to find it there. 1 damage off for Pond, yeah. Just 1 damage off, you know. Super close. There's probably somewhere in there he could have put in that War Leader at some point to get more, you know, efficient trades and more damage that he ended up not pushing. It's tough. That's a tough matchup, but he almost got there. We'll see what he decides to queue now. Oh, people on the stream said they can't hear you, Saku. Yeah. So we'll fix that. That's
it's
gonna
fixed.
be in a little bit.
I thought I unmuted, but I didn't. So that's why I'm a stream op and not a caster. See.
Okay.
I'm so used to being so quiet in the background. That's what happens.
I just like talking to myself, guys. It's fine.
Yeah. That's what the world champ does. He always talks to himself. Preps
That's how
himself
you get
up.
there.
That's right.
All right, so we are seeing that priest mirror. So Tuna deciding not to play this warrior, he decided to shield.
Mm-hmm.
At least to this point. It looks like a much better hand for him than Pond to start here. Yeah, I mean they nerfed this card, but this is still good when you have the coin.
That's right. Haven't seen that card too much, the Beaming Sidekick, but it's interesting.
I guess he's hoping to draw another spell here that he could play, because yeah, not quite finding it. I think he would have had to draw Silence or the either Silence or Topsy Turvy there to kill the North Shire. And then we see this Ritualist come off the top, so he's going to be able to heal this and draw 2 with this Ritualist. Heal this all the way back up to 5. Value trade. This is a nightmare scenario for Pond, I think.
Yeah, I was just going to say.
He's used his Pyro. He doesn't have another one to potentially clear this. He's nowhere near dead, but he's not really threatening anything at this point. And we do see the Amet in Tuna's hand that is just going to come down and cause even more problems here for Pond.
Mm-hmm.
As soon as that comes down, I think this game is going to be very, very tough. Okay, he's choosing to make sure he gets value off of this Amet, I guess. Play it next turn with the Light Warden. He's got enough value and damage here to kind of push. And then next turn he can Amet and Light Warden, which prevents this silence play potentially from Pond reducing that value that he gets.
Yeah.
But I think, I don't like saying this early in the game, but it is looking very grim.
Looking pretty grim, yeah.
Yeah, we might have to push up our next match a little bit, see if they're available.
Yeah, unfortunately, our next match, somebody had to make a beer run, and they're not going to be back for another 25 minutes.
Oh, okay.
So,
you mind pointing fingers at somebody who is?
yes, that person rhymes with Sherlock, so we'll go with
Right.
we'll
Cooper
say,
Sherlock. Yeah.
That's right.
I gotcha. Yeah. So doing exactly that play, Tuna here, showing his patience. I think in both of these games, really showing his patience with that giggling inventor, with the Amet, making sure he gets value. I'm really curious if he actually has did the math last game for the bloodlust being short by 1. So I'm really curious about that. I want to ask him if he does win here. And this Mass Dispel tech is actually going to come in handy here.
It's going to make Pond very sad right now.
Yeah, he's going to be able to actually. I think he has lethal if he beaming sidekicks the Amet. No, don't do this. Just if you beaming sidekick the Amet, you can get 9 damage out of that instead of 2, which adds 7 damage, and you had 11 damage. So he just missed lethal. If he beaming sidekick the Amet, Mass Dispelled and inner fired, that was lethal there.
Yeah, maybe he's just being a little bit too nervous being on stream. So he said he's going to make a misplay. He predicted that. So
I think this is still lethal. This is a different way because he was able to buff the Light Warden. So still able to get there. Just finding a different line than myself. Both work there, and that's the series.
Just like that, folks. It's over and done.
That is it. Man, two very close. Well, the first game was very close. The second one, as priest mirrors go, they played almost the exact same deck. That Master Spell did come in handy though. But it sometimes comes down to it. So we'll see. We saw 2 mirrors, at least class mirrors, but not exact mirrors, since we did see the Quest Shaman versus the Token Shaman. Yeah, should we get Tuna in here for an interview?
Yeah, I was just trying to talk to him right now, so see if he's available.
All right, yeah, he said he's down, so let's see.
Do you get him as a friend?
I will check.
I know I do, so it's...
I do. Here we go.
Brushy.
All right. Hey,
you
congratulations.
Did it, dude. You did it.
You.
That was 2 well-played games. I actually had a couple questions for you. So in that first in that first game, that turn before the bloodlust, did you count out what his bloodlust damage would do? Because he was just 1 short.
Yeah, I counted 28, and I was like, this is the only way I win. Is he has to have no overload sap to give him the +3 or the +2 attack on Lickum. And I just need to get this giggling inventor into Shutterwalk. And that's how I'm gonna win this game.
Yeah, so I mean, counting correctly, getting that 1 damage, you knew he used both of his lightning bolts, so no damage over the top there. Just able to get through. And that giggling, the coin hero power giggling that next turn into the Shutterwalk to just kind of seal the deal. Interesting to me, he decided to sort of try to lock you out of the board there rather than clear some of your Annoyotrons. So
yeah, that was kind of interesting. I was trying to figure out what was happening, but then I looked at his deck list and I was like, I don't know what these trades were doing, because I thought maybe he'd had something to set him up for lethal next turn by clearing. All in
Yeah,
one.
I was surprised that he didn't. Yeah, he didn't clear there. I mean, I know he was trying to lock you out, but you could just make those trades
Yeah, especially
for
when he played
him.
the Feral Spirit, like that
Mhm.
just allowed me to make the trades. If he just left all the 1/1s and my board's pretty locked. But since I was able to trade up into the 2/3s, it was pretty nice.
Yeah, and he did have a war leader in hand, so he could have actually killed off all your Annoyotrons, and
Huh.
then you would have only been getting 2 back with the Shutterwalk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Possibly less, depending if the Bog Slosher hit one of
yeah,
them like it did.
yeah, exactly. So definitely, interesting result there, but very close game in the first one. The second game was just, you had
I had
the
most
draw,
and
and
he didn't. Yeah.
yeah,
Were you
just
surprised with any of the matchups? Like, were you surprised when he started with Shaman? Or
I was surprised I won the Shaman game for sure. I did not think I'd win that, but he kind of had a slow start, and it's just I've always just kept above the Bloodlust life total, so
Mhm.
I just had to keep his board clean and just keep going. But yeah, I was really surprised I won the Shaman game. The priest game I knew on like turn 3 when I had both my Nerfshires and one was like a 3/5 that there was no
mhm.
way I was losing this.
Yeah.
'Cause he
Yeah,
didn't run
yeah. I think we said something similar. Like this is just a matter of time. I actually spotted a different lethal the turn that you found lethal.
Oh yeah,
I guess there were multiple. I spotted a different one. You spotted that one.
yeah.
But both worked out perfectly.
What'd you
Um,
see?
so if you didn't trade there, if you just like trade to heal there, if you had just uh, what's it called? If you had just done the
Master Spell.
Mass Dispel into the beaming sidekick on your 2/7 onto
Oh yeah,
the Amet, you were only short by 7, so you were able,
yeah,
if you had just done that into inner fire, you would have had it as well.
Mhm.
Um,
yeah. I was just counting up. I just wanted to make sure. I was like, I saw that I can get like +9 extra attack through doing that, plus interfiring the Ahmet. So I was like,
mhm.
why not?
Yeah, so I mean, you found an extra 2
Yeah.
damage there that I didn't see, but both
Also,
I
I
think
think
would have gotten there.
yeah, I think that's the only two. I was thinking maybe there was like for a while there. I was thinking like does Tolvir healing, like my own Tolvir that I had in hand healing work, but it did not.
Yeah, I mean, but 2 well played games. I do want to talk to you about some of your tech.
Sure.
So Mass Spell, we saw it actually come into play there. That was really nice. A lot of people have
Oh,
been
that
running the Wand Samdi for those
yeah.
in the priest deck just to kind of get the beaming sidekicks and clerics and stuff out of your deck when you're trying to draw into your divine spirits and stuff later on. Um, but yeah, tell me a little bit about that. Is that just you expected a lot of taunts, maybe warrior, or something to kind of just get through that last bit of damage?
Well, I've never like I've played a ton of games with the Bomb Somni, but I've never liked it. I've never cared for it because most games are just like it either rots in my hand too long and I wish it was something else, or the games I do play it draws me like a beaming sidekick. So I
Sure.
decided to cut it all together over a massive spell, which I've always liked, whether because against warrior, against the priest mirror,
Right.
it does so much work. So I have a total of like 3 silences in my list, and
Hmm.
they put in so much work.
Yeah, absolutely, and definitely working out there for you. And then in your warrior, the Deathwing, I want to hear a little bit about that tech there.
So the death. The
You
funny part about that
you
is,
created some dialogue there in the content channel. So
yeah, when Pond was like, "You're playing aggro warrior," and I was like, "No, I'm not. There's a Deathwing in my deck, sir." So that comes from a list of some dude that won a DreamHack event a while ago that Lefty posted somewhere, and I was like, "Yo, I'm gonna play this Deathwing."
So
This is
that
basically what
like
happened.
okay, I mean it to me it almost seems like I feel like warrior always has stuff in its hand. It's not like
Yeah.
out of stuff, and it has tons of board clears. So Deathwing,
S-
you know,
Yeah.
maybe a little bit just for fun, I guess. You just want to have it in your
Well,
hand, look at that pretty face.
it's
right. Actually, I've ran a ton of games once I got the list online on ladder. I'm like 9-1 with it, and Deathwing actually is very useful a lot. It's because it's for the games where Druid makes too many boards that your brawls and
He doesn't have
Plague
another
of
one to
Deaths like run out
potentially.
of, and or late mirror with where you go Louisiana into Louisiana, win the mirror control, and then you just Deathwing late and win. It actually does. It actually puts in a good amount of work. I'm thinking about probably leaving it in forever.
Forever. I like it.
Forever.
I'm gonna be looking forward to that. And then the last sort of tech card that I saw in your decks was the Brewmaster in the Shaman. A lot of people don't run that.
Yeah.
What's your experience running that sort of?
I just wanted an extra bounce effect for MCT / the Sandstorm guy
Mhm.
for the aggro mirrors because that deck just like gets real far behind against aggro decks a lot. So I figured if I could, like turn 6, if I somehow have quest complete, Sandstorm, or like Sandstorm Brewmaster Sandstorm,
For a fire, for a flame
Right.
strike, essentially.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, something like that. It just feels good. I actually thought about cutting one of the bog sloshers today, or right before I submitted for Volpira, just because I love her voice lines, but I'm glad I didn't.
Yeah, but definitely working out for you here. I was surprised to see both of you guys queue that Shaman first.
Yeah.
Me too, actually. I was expecting his mage first, to be honest.
Yeah, I'm surprised with that mage as well. I don't know how good it does in the current meta, but I haven't really played too much. I
Yeah.
used to play a ton of Cyclamage, but it was nerfed, and it
I mean,
just does not feel
if you're
quite as
APM
powerful.
Void, you're still top 10 legend with it somehow.
That's
So,
true.
yeah.
That's true. But he'll always just play mage to legend and
Yeah.
hit the top 100, top 10.
Easy.
So,
Yeah.
Top 1.
top
Like,
one.
oh, the deck
Top.
just got nerfed. I'm still number 1 overall in NA. Ha ha ha.
Dust your shoulders off, and you.
Yeah, exactly. I think he does it just to taunt all of us, to let us know
Yeah,
he's really the
I
best.
can't imagine playing one class only forever.
I,
It
I,
just
I mean, you should know that like I could run like 190 games of Malagos Druid a day.
mm.
Like,
Yeah, surprised you didn't bring that. You just brought regular Quest Druid.
Malagos is kind of it's a little slow,
A tad, especially with the
It
priest
does.
kicking around. So.
Yeah, it doesn't create boards like normal quest does, and if you don't draw all your combo pieces early against aggro decks, you kind of just like cry. So,
Just a little. Yeah.
yeah, just a little bit inside.
Just
You
a
kind of just
little.
log off Hearthstone immediately. Like, why did I do this?
Awesome, man. Well, great win. Thanks for coming by.
Thanks for winning for
good
us,
luck.
buddy.
Good luck for the rest of your team there. Except for I'm on my team's against your team, so I hope you lose the rest of your matches.
Oh, so you were kind of rooting for Bond there the whole time instead of your
I'm a
LinkedIn
completely
Pennsylvania brother over here.
I'm completely neutral. I'm a neutral caster. I don't show favoritism during the cast, but now that we're having an interview, I'm telling you,
Yeah.
I am upset with you.
The World Cup
You
champ
should
is
have
upset.
thrown-
The World
Yes,
Cup
the
champ
world
is upset. You know.
Over in chat, he's like, "Let's go, Pawn, beat that tuna."
Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah, chest bumping and everything.
It was definitely a tough match for me to watch. Rooting for both of you guys. But now that you're done and I'm done casting and for our series anyway, I hope the
go
rest
back
of
to
your
being
team
biased.
loses. Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
wow.
He wishes nothing but the most harm.
Playing Ron?
Yeah.
You playing Ron?
Yeah, I'm playing Ron. Yeah.
Oh, dude, I hope Ron just wipes the floor with you.
Oh.
Okay. I mean, it could happen. It could happen. I think he's.
Ron's my boy, and I just recently found out that he's not truly Michael Vick with a mustache and a sombrero on.
Oh, what?
So that was kind of upsetting to find out. But
Yeah. That is very surprising. I did actually. It's funny. I saw him on ladder the other day. He was playing mid-range hunter, and I was playing Highlander. So I got the win then. So he's out for revenge now.
he is,
And we'll see. We'll see what happens. I definitely think it's gonna be a good match between us. I was doing some stats earlier, and it does look. It looks like it go either way. I think we both have favorable matchups and some unfavorable matchups. So it's gonna come down to who queues what and bans what, and so we'll see.
True.
But that's gonna happen on Sunday.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Big game.
Yeah. Gonna be a fun one. Anyway, again, thanks for coming by.
Thanks, Brushy.
Problem.
Go
No problem,
Birds,
guys.
obviously.
Well, I'm truly a Green Bay Packer
Yeah.
fan, but I got
Well, that's
I just like the Pennsylvania thing when we're casting together.
Fair enough. You can't say no to Pennsylvania.
Right. Great kid.
Uh, I'm the only San Fran fan I think that's in THL right now. So,
You
oh,
might be the only San Fran fan. Period.
whoa, whoa.
Is there
I'm
any way
just
to
kidding.
Is there any way to
I'm
kick
just
Taku off the stream forever?
Yeah.
No, we don't dislike San Fran fans. I'm just saying he's very, he's
Very alone.
it's sad that he's so alone in his fandom.
Yep. Or I'm
Uh,
just the number one fan. That's the way I view it. So
That's a great way to view it. But yeah, awesome. I think we've got a little bit of time before our next match here. I don't know if we have an update, but we can start discussing that in a minute here.
yeah, it's we're probably about 10-15 minutes away because of a special run that was made. So
Mhm. Awesome. Well, again, thanks for coming by.
Thanks,
We're
Brushy.
gonna start talking about this next match here, and
Tune
good
in.
luck to you and the rest of your team, except for this week.
Except for this week.
So
All right,
much
let's go Ron Mexico.
Underlay, Ron Mexico. Let's go.
See you guys.
All right, take
See you,
care.
Brushy. Oh, that was refreshing.
Yeah, that was some good match to watch there. I'm not a huge fan of best of three, but it definitely lets some interesting things happen. Shielding a class and then never playing it, that's some mind games I didn't expect. And then just some interesting things going on, some cool techs. I like that people are being creative with what they're bringing. I know that GM was pretty much like vanilla for the first couple weeks, but they've started to bring some spicy stuff. So maybe they'll learn something from us. We'll learn something from them. But I do like, Pond bringing something a little bit unique here with the mage and that his shaman, and then I like the text that Brushy brought in. So yeah, excited to see the rest of the season, how it plays out here in pro.
I'm just wondering if they're going to end up changing it to a best of 5 eventually, knowing that 2 is kind of short, or is that the entire game plan?
I think they want it to be short. It's just much more easy to watch and play in, as far as like, have a tournament in a day kind of thing rather than multiple days.
Yeah.
Big events, especially. So I think they like the best of 3 for that reason. But it does lead to some interesting things. I don't like that you can't target a class very easily unless you can target 2 classes, which is just tough to do. It removes some strategy, and it ends up being people bringing best decks a lot of the time. You can add some spice to increase matchups you think you're going to see, but it does limit a little bit of the space as far as like crazy lineups that seem kind of out of left field that are only good into one thing, which I liked seeing sometimes. Like seeing Phenom at HCT Philly just bring like straight up tons of like Mechathune decks and stuff, and all combo and just targeting the warriors and the control decks. And I think we're seeing less of that, but I think the GMs are getting a little bit more creative. We've seen this week a couple of GMs brought Mechathune Warlock, which looks pretty interesting, and I think Viper brought this warrior or something that has Boom Ship and Hakar, and I'm really curious to see how that works out. I don't know if he's played yet, but definitely I'm going to check the VODs for when he does. But yeah, I think there's definitely exciting things happening in the format, and as it evolves, maybe I'll come to enjoy the best of 3 a little bit more.
It just, with our format here being, playing Legacy and playing Hero, it just seems like you're getting short end of the stick, especially what happens tonight with BrushyTuna versus Pond. It was just seemed like Pond had the upper hand, and all of a sudden, 1-2 games and you're done. So
yeah, especially it feels like you could have played some more Hearthstone. But it is good for that quickness, and we'll see what they end up doing for the next round of qualifiers, or what they decide to do for sort of the the semi-professional circuit, I guess, if you want to call it that. So we'll have to wait and see if they stick with this or some format of this. And I'm excited to try it out when it does happen. I do like that we're doing our Shield of Conquest here ourselves. So definitely getting good practice. The World Cup was my first experience in it. That was good practice and a lot of fun. And I'm sure this season in pro will be the same.
Okay. You did okay in the World Cup format there.
I did all right. I will say I played a lot of really, really good players and some very close games, and I couldn't have asked for a better World Cup experience there. I think my gauntlet in the top 16 or 18 or whatever it was like ridiculous. I think I played like, let me see, let me find this bracket. So I played Typhoon, then I played Antfall, then Blue Sombrero, then Coles, then Fuel, like some of the best players in THL, and it was every series was just it was fun. It was fun. It was crazy, twists and turns,
ups and downs, peaks, valleys,
ups and downs.
Yep. All the cliche sayings you want to say.
All the cliche sayings.
And by the way, I just want to say that Fuel's a bum. So
Fuel is a bum. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't believe that. I think he's a great guy. That's coming from Saku.
Yeah, it's a running joke. So it was pretty funny. Just talking to Cal on Discord there, and Fuel happened to be in there, and he caught me saying that Fuel is a bum. So now that's my nickname in chat. So for Fuel.
Oh wow, I didn't even notice. I'm gonna. That's a good name. It's a good name choice.
So I just got an update from Super Murloc. He's about 5-10 minutes away from getting going and getting set up. Electabuzz is also at the ready, so hopefully not too much longer we'll be able to start the second match, which is Hero.
All right. So while we're waiting for them to arrive, let's talk about their classes here. So this is Hero Series in the Teal Conference. It is what are their teams? We have
Electabuzz.
The Cult.
Yep.
The Cult for Super Murloc, right? And
Correct.
Team No Pros here for Electabuzz.
Yep. And Electabuzz, I believe, is their first season for THL. So welcome to the. I was going to say L word, but we'll say welcome to the series.
Welcome to the Legends.
That's right. Welcome to the Legends.
L word, the Legends. Yeah, I mean, a great start for them here at Team No Pros here. I think the Cult, it looks like a really powerful team, rated pretty highly there. They had a really good run last season. And they're down right now 9-8. Both the second and the 2 and the 3 seed of Team No Pros here was able to get big wins against some very good players on the Cult there in Itachi and the Big Ted. Going to game 5 for both of those. So definitely close matches, but 2 really good players that they were able to take down for their first matches here in this sort of new format, as far as like closed deck list, adding a totally different strategy. And they brought some interesting decks as well. We see Mage coming out from Pasca and stuff, and Warlock, a bunch of Warlocks as well. So we'll see how so far it's working out pretty well for them.
And you also, sorry to interrupt. I was just going to say, you also see that Shaman ban that seems to be the trend for both teams, except for Itachi going after a Druid. So
yeah, that's true. The Shaman ban coming out. It is interesting to me for Team No Pros here, but I wonder what their strategy is going in. Because none of them brought Warrior. Oh, just one of them brought Warrior, whereas all of the Cult brought Warrior. It seems to be working out. I wonder, maybe they think that they can get that win, or at least just say the Warrior gets a win, but we don't want to deal with this Shaman. Because I do think the Warrior is very versatile and can. I mean, people play Aggro War, people play Control, Bomb, Highlander. There's more decks than there used to be for Warrior that are viable.
No Pirate Warrior though. That's the unfortunate part.
No Pirate Warrior. Maybe you can come up with something. But let's start talking about this match here that we've got. We've got Electabuzz with the Priest, Rogue, Shaman, and Warlock against Super Murloc with the Paladin, Shaman, Warlock, Warrior. So I have a table up here. They are both. They are the 5 seeds. They are, I think, pretty good 5 seeds. Super Murloc, I think, has hit Legend now recently.
Yep.
For the first time. So definitely, an active player. And Electabuzz, I don't think anyone on the Neil Patrick Harris team is very, they're no slouches. I think they're all, I know that they did a lot of the specialist meta reports at No Pros here, and they're very active players and keeping, know the meta and do a lot of the statistics there. So I could see them having some interesting strategies coming in.
We're starting to get to know them in Discord chat, like with the Skillets. I think that's their Skittles. Sorry,
Skittles.
And then Pasca.
Yeah,
getting to know them in chat as well. So it's So what do you expect the band's going to be in?
Yeah. So I think looking at what has been brought, I want to say that Electabuzz might actually go a different route here and ban the Warrior rather than the Shaman. We could still see the Shaman ban, but I think Warrior just gets a win into his lineup. Whether it be aggro or control, it can beat the Warlock. There's not really, unless he decided to bring that spicy Mechathune Warlock I was talking about, it doesn't really beat that control Warrior. And then the same can be said for the Shaman decks. Like the only Shaman deck that maybe can get there is Quest Shaman for him, but even that you have to build it the right way, and then it doesn't do quite as well into some of the matchups that you're hoping for with the other decks that are brought. And then the Rogue as well. Like unless he wants to go Quest Rogue, which I feel like is hurting his other matchups, it just makes sense to me for him to ban the Warrior, go Tempo Rogue, go Combo Priest,
And just
go Zoo,
yeah,
and go Quest Shaman, and then most of his matchups are pretty solid. I think actually, as far as in the class choices, if he does ban that Warrior, I think he's actually at a big advantage here in this matchup. So if Electabuzz plays his cards right and does his research and plays those matchups, tests and things out, I think he has a little bit of an edge here with that Warrior ban. So I think that's what we're going to see. As for Super Murloc,
I'm just kind of looking at the chart, and it almost seems like
it might be the Shaman ban.
What about a Rogue ban though?
Yeah, it could be the Shaman or the Rogue. If he expects the Tempo Rogue, which I think is a good expectation, then I think that makes a lot of sense. And then he probably brings, maybe Murloc Paladin. I think can have some game into a lot of those decks. You just get that big swing turn. Or I don't see this a lot from 5 seeds, but Holy Wrath Paladin I think can get there into a lot of these decks. We'll see if he feels comfortable playing that. I know a lot of people do not. Also, Highlander Paladin is actually pretty powerful, I think, into this, but I don't know that many people are really keen on it yet.
Do you think Quest Paladin is probably the more, or Murloc Paladin are the more 1-2 choice, I guess?
I think those are the 2 popular choices,
Yeah.
Murloc and Quest right now. I don't think Quest lines up very well into Electabuzz's lineup. I think there's a lot of aggressive decks there, and the Quest Paladin just loses before it gets its quest online and can actually do the broken things it wants to do.
Right.
So I think that if he brings the Quest Paladin, it'd be a mistake. I think it's very popular. So I can't really speak to what their collections look like, especially in the 5 seed. You never know.
Yeah.
So
I suck as a player, but I have a full collection, so we're good.
Yeah, there you go. So
See?
you can play anything. But I think Zoo Warlock for both players, either Highlander or the standard Zoo, either one, similar game plan. It's just a little bit different strategy as far as how you play it out.
Right.
I think for the Shaman, it's probably Quest. It seems to be the more popular one, but Murloc might be a solid choice. Although into aggro decks, I do like the Quest a little bit better. The Murloc sometimes if it loses the board, it's really tough. And I think a lot of these other decks fight for the board a little bit better early on. They just don't have that burst of the bloodlust. So,
right. And this Electabuzz is, if you at first glance for outside of the priest, it almost looks like an aggro type class he's got for each.
Mm-hmm. I would definitely agree. I think maybe the Quest Shaman is not super aggro, but it's sort of a tempoing deck as well. And the Priest Priest is really strong right now. I think it can win any game. Obviously it has poorer matchups, and some of those are like Zoo and Murloc Shaman and the Warrior, but maybe that's something that he's going to look to target. It's going to be hard to target the combo Priest, but it maybe is what he's going to look for here with his list. If he brings like Zoo Warlock, Murloc Shaman, and then like Murloc Paladin, I think that's maybe his best chance, and just sweeping that Priest and banning maybe that Rogue, like you said, or the Shaman, and kind of just going that route and saying, I'm going aggressive, I'm going to beat up your Priest, go wide, and make sure you can't clear with Pyro, and then I just beat you up and keep clearing your taunts before you can kill me.
Exactly. Just
So yeah,
just chatting to both players makes let them know they can challenge up. And
excellent. Yeah.
So okay, so they're figuring out the whole ban process.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Electa being new, he's probably going through the motions. So
yeah, we've had a couple of hiccups this week so far, but I definitely think people are catching on. I think we've been pretty lenient this week so far. I know some of the more experienced players haven't been like aggressively saying, "Oh, you can't do this or that." I know I saw I think some people had like two of the same class. One was named Ban, and the other wasn't. So just keep that in mind to the new players. If you have the class you're banning as a deck that you're playing, just name that deck Ban and don't have another version. The risk that we have there is that you could switch to the deck that you called Ban, and it could be a different archetype, and so you give yourself two options, and we want to avoid that. So just make sure you only have one deck of each type that you're playing. You can have a different like decks of classes that you're not playing. I recommend only having the decks of classes you're playing and the ban class if it's not one that you're playing. But you can technically have all 9 classes and just make sure that you can see in the screenshot the 4 that you're playing and then the ban. But yeah, so definitely.
Yep. So I see they must be challenged up as it is already. It's just trying to work out on what the actual bans are going to be.
Yep. So we'll see if it does. Our prediction does come true here. If Electabuzz bans the Warrior and Super Murloc bans that Rogue or the Shaman, I think it could be either, but I think Rogue is actually maybe the better call, like you said. So we'll see. We'll see what happens here.
Roll of the dice. Trying to think anything special. Oh, I guess we can run into tomorrow night's games here real quick. I guess there is a couple games for tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, sorry. Sunday. So Sunday we have for Pro, we got Smear and Solo Jazz going at it. No specific time just yet, but and then I think we have Hockey and 2-Star Mako that are doing for Hero that are maybe doing it on Sunday as well. That's a little spreadsheet. Oh yeah, we got 2s and Yellow Dart, so that could be.
Yeah, that'll be a good match for sure.
The matches I mentioned outside of Smear and Solo Jazz are both Hero, so 2s and Yellow Dart would be an awesome one to watch.
Yeah, I think there was a potential Saturday match, but I don't know that we have anyone streaming or available.
I think we don't currently have anybody streaming just yet.
Up as well. Yeah, so we'll see. I'm sure if you're interested in participating in the content here at THL, make sure to contact Donde, and we can try to figure something out. It's been a lot of fun for me. I'm sure Saku has the same feelings here.
Dude, you put in work. You're like on every show that I've seen and heard. So
I try. I've been enjoying it. I'm trying to be out there and maybe eventually do my own thing as well. But for now, I've been enjoying this. I love casting. hosting that show, the Tavern Talk as well.
Yeah.
It's been a good time. So I appreciate everyone watching as well.
Okay, so Super Murloc just got. Well, he's going to be banning. I don't know if I should say this on stream just yet, but he's going to be banning a class.
I think you can say it. We're on delay, I believe,
Okay.
right? So they won't. I don't imagine they won't be in the match already in 10 minutes. I
Right.
hope.
So we got Super Murloc doing the shaman ban. That's what he's just waiting on Electabuzz ban himself. So it's at least one down.
So the shaman ban. So it was one of the two we did mention.
Yep.
So just saying, Tempo Rogue is not as good right now as it used to be. It can still kill me, but maybe I can still get there with some of my decks. I can be aggressive and beat it. All right, so I'll change that on my sheet. We won't be seeing the shaman here for Electabuzz. So yeah, just waiting on Electabuzz's ban here.
Yeah, and we'll be spectating. So Electabuzz will be on top with Super Murloc being on the bottom. So that'd be the first one we spectate.
Yeah. So what do you think with that shaman ban? What do you think he's going to try to play first here? I do expect still that warrior ban. So let's assume that's the case. What do you think they're each going to play starting out here?
For me, my guess would be, I guess Paladin's probably the best to start off with, but that's and that's more of probably better chances. Even Shaman, Jesus.
Yeah, I think maybe the shaman or the warlock, just hoping to find that mirror, and or avoiding the mirror and beating the other decks. I think both of those could make sense coming out for Super Murloc, and maybe that rogue just to start out for Electabuzz or the priest. I think both are viable starting classes here. So I think, are we still waiting here on the ban situation?
Yeah, just message Electabuzz to see what he's done, but don't want to.
Yeah, no problem at all. Yeah, so I think this match could be very, this could determine the actual the series here for the Cult versus Team No Pros here. Currently up 9-8, Team No Pros here. If they get the win here, they'll technically have the 3 game wins or 3 match wins, but I think let's say let's do some math here. So if they get the 3-0, then we're looking at 13-8, so they can't actually come back. So if he gets a sweep here, that would seal the deal. If it does end up with like a 3-2 or 3-1, I think they could tie if Chewbacca sweeps Disco, right? So if Electabuzz wins, he always goes up to 13 points, right? So for their team. So the only way the Cult can get back from that with their 1-point deficit is if they get at least one win out of Murloc and then a sweep from Chewbacca. But the reverse could be said. I think because they're down 1 point, though, the Cult, even with a sweep here, is still not totally out of it. Because with a win on Disco, they could tie it potentially and have the match win. So this match is still completely open for either team. And this could be a big determiner depending on how this goes.
Sorry, just chatting back and forth between two players. They're still waiting for the emails to get confirmed there through screenshots and stuff. So, show.
So yeah, just waiting here on the final confirmation. It does look like we have the ban, but we're waiting on them to send it to each other. Is that right?
Well, I think Super Murloc is waiting for Electabuzz's email and vice versa. It's a guess. So, hopefully,
Well, they are in the challenge screen, so he won't be able to change anything here unless he leaves the challenge screen.
right.
Um,
Don't leave the challenge screen, folks.
yeah, do not leave the challenge screen if you can avoid it. Obviously, if your game crashes or whatever, just make sure you jump right back into that challenge screen and don't touch your collection or anything. Don't touch anything. Just challenge right back up. But yeah, what else can we talk about here for the Hero series? Now that we're very close here.
We're at the cusp there, so
We have some results in on other matches.
yep, we can run through that real quick.
Tap Last is up 12-2 to the Minutemen. 2 matches still to be played. KGB is up on Dad Legend 4-1, but only 1 match played there, so still could go anyway. And Bees are up 4-1 to Ask HS in the Teal Conference as well, but again, only 1 match played there, so
Yep.
still wide open.
Yep, it's wide open. And what's in Purple Conference here?
Yeah, not to step on the Saloon's toes. I'm sure they'll do a great review of this,
Hey,
this stuff.
we're just a preliminary.
Yeah, this is just the middle of the week. What's happened so far? ATL is up against a Saw Dude, but it does look like that was a unfortunate DQ there.
Yep.
4-0, and then Notorious Big is up 4-0 against Tanpam. Jammy is actually taking BrushyTuna. We did see Tuna taking the win tonight, so he's able to come back, get a win for another team. But Tanpam he was really probably hurting for that. But Jammy's a great player, so
my boy Jammy's getting the win. So
and then so Tap Last versus the Minutemen was the cross conference one. That's why we see it here again. I believe the Minutemen are the purple team and Tap Last is in teal. And then actually a tie score here for Ugly Mucklings versus Wait. This isn't Specialist. Both at 5 with 2 matches played. And then that's it for Hero Series. I guess we can talk about Pro maybe, since we did a Pro match earlier. This is it's all live, folks. We gotta
improvise here, but there seems to be some discussion going on back and forth just to fill the viewers in. So they're still trying to figure that portion of it out. So there's an issue that I'm just advising Super Murloc to talk to his captain. So
all right. So in the meantime, if we're looking at the Pro Series, for Frisbee's Teens and Lawyers are up 4-3 against Pro Pain Gang. They won 1 and lost 1 of their matches, but the loss was a 1-2 versus their win was a 2-0. So it's just a little bit up, but 3 matches still to get played there. Tap Blast is up 6-5 to the other guys. And that's the team, the other guys. It's not like I'm ignoring their team name. And they won 2 matches and lost 1, but their wins were 2-1 and their loss was 0-2. So making that a little bit tougher. For the boys is down 2-6 to Bad to the Bone. The defending champions there have won both of their played matches. Pasca, the new player on that team, able to get a win against Ace, great player. So definitely, winning in both series so far. So making a name for himself here in his first week, winning against some very good players. 6-2 there for Bad to the Bone. And then we have the Unknown versus Dr. Boom. We did just see that 1 match played, and that will put the Unknown at, I believe, 3-0.
Yep.
But still plenty of games to be played here. Any update at this point?
None nothing new. So they're still trying to figure out. So for the viewers out there, I gotta double check the rules myself. But anytime you run into a slight discussion, just make sure you talk to your captain first, and see what the plan will be. There's talk that there is he didn't ban some, so that means that gives Super Murloc the ability to play with any of his classes, while Electabuzz's Shaman will be banned.
Oh, so what happened exactly? It was
There's some discussion, at least with might be that Super Murloc gets to play with any of his classes because Electabuzz forgot to name one of his classes as a ban.
oh, I see. But does he have a warrior deck?
That's what
That's
I don't know.
interesting.
So that's something that that's something that they'll have to figure out between the two players, as well as the captains may have to get involved. So
Sure, absolutely. Yeah, that's interesting. I wonder how. Yeah, that's something you guys should keep in mind. Make sure you name the class you're banning. Um, but yeah, it would be interesting. I wonder if he's only got 5 decks and the 5th is warrior, and just forgot the name. But we can't really see the picture here, so hard to say what exactly happened. But this new players to the league. The rules are a little bit tricky when you first do them, but once you do them a couple times, they'll become habit, no problem at all.
yeah.
I guess since we're still waiting on the verdict here with the captains, we could jump to talk about legacy, and I'll step on my own toes for tavern talk a little bit since we're here. What do we got? We have, for results so far, a Bejas versus DeStubbs. We've got Booze taking that win against Osmonaut in a close match,
Yep.
3-2. So it's very close. I think that was. I think we predicted that Booze would win, and I did say it was gonna be close. So far, I'm doing good.
Yeah, you're 1 for 1 so far, dude.
1 for 1.
That's good.
Pod People versus Prep. The match for our hat versus Field was already up when we talked about it yesterday, but the new result that we have in here is Wicked Good versus Icon, and we actually have Icon taking the win, 3-1. And this is something that I believe Avi and myself discussed. We all voted for Wicked Good winning, but something I did say was I think I was the last to vote on who I thought would win that match, and I said I'm going to vote for Wicked Good. I think it's going to be a close match, but I know if I vote for Wicked Good, we're gonna turn on Icon's like next power level when he gets voted against.
Yeah.
That's when he actually tries. I wanted to see him actually do his best, and he did here, and managed to get the win. So congratulations there. I'm sure it was a tough match and well played by both. And then we have a result here. This is all in the Gold Conference, by the way. For the Round Table versus Serenite Pain Gang, Copper Talon actually losing to Rage Doppel 1-3. I think none of us predicted that. I think everyone predicted Copper Talon to take that one. So, well done for Rage Doppel. I know Copper Talon had an incredible season last season, so not off to the best start, but still plenty of time. I think it also removed our chance at our what we were hoping we would see. We were hoping Super Murloc would lose and Copper Talon would win, so that next week when the round table plays the Wet Boys, Super Murloc would have to play Quirky Turtle in the 5 seed. And unfortunately, because of that loss for Copper Talon, I don't think it's possible unless Super Murloc loses like 40 points somehow with a loss. I don't think it would work, but or Quirky Turtle somehow gains 100 or 200 points with a win. So unfortunately, won't see the spousal abuse 5th seed back match that I was hoping for, but maybe in the future, maybe they both make playoffs and something gets switched around, and maybe we'll still have a chance. But yeah, so Copper Talon losing there, crushing our dreams of Super Murloc versus Quirky Turtle. What else have we got here in the Red Conference? I hope people are enjoying me discussing and just reading,
Just reading random stuff.
just
So,
just reading the. I feel like I'm doing a
hey man,
filibuster up here.
you know what I could do? I'm taking some Advil right now, and the instructions here are take
Just
1 or 2
narrating your life.
tablets.
Oh man, this is a straight up filibuster right now. I apologize. You know, this does happen. We do want to make sure we can get this match on stream. So, you know, I hope it's not too boring listening to me reading these stats here. You can obviously look them up yourself, but maybe you enjoy hearing it from my voice. We do have so going back to that, since you guys haven't said no to it yet. Obviously, you're 10 minutes behind, so maybe you'll say something in 10 minutes and it'll be too late. But I'm going to continue. So we have a Noyo team versus Dad Legend. Only one result so far. It is Dad Legend up 4-1 with a win. And then we have in the next game here, we have Dirty Mike and the Boys versus Hearthstone and Chill, which I think a lot of us put as the number 4. Both of those teams were some of our number 4s in the Red Conference. So, like as in number 4 as the playoff team. So both of them were very close in power level as far as what we considered early guesses here. And so far, it's very close. We have BrushyTuna actually lost 1-3 to Catman, whereas Icy Finny beat It's Mike V 3-0. So, yeah, I mean it's so far 5-4. I think that is how we predicted it. I think we predicted that the top 3 in Hearthstone and Chill were a little bit more favored, and the bottom 2 in Dirty Mike and the Boys were favored. So it would come down to if any one of the Dirty Mike and the Boys top 3 could get a win. It would you know, seal the deal for them. But currently they're up just based on their match scores here. But still 3 games to play, could go any way. And Brushy actually losing that one as well. So he lost, I guess, in 2 series, but managed to win in pro, where it counts. You know, where people come from all across the globe to watch, you know, Shielded Conquest. But yeah, we'll see. Still plenty of matches there, and it's close so far.
Okay, so sorry to let you
No,
narrate
please.
by yourself there. I was just talking between the 2 players, and I guess they're in game right now.
Oh, perfect. Oh my god. We were almost done. Do you guys want me to finish? I could
Yeah, we're 10 minutes in, so
all right.
okay. So we get Electabuzz up top, Super Murloc on the bottom.
Yeah, so it does look like they'd settled on Super Murloc being able to play any of his classes, because this warrior is being played straight away.
Right.
And I think that makes a lot of sense. This was the deck I feared would be really good into Electabuzz's lineup.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you know, it doesn't cost him here. He's gonna have to play. He won't be able to like play maybe he was targeting a matchup. He maybe won't even see it. But hopefully he can be able to get, you know, win or maybe some favorable matchups despite playing, you know, 3 decks against 4 potential decks. So a little bit harder to predict, but not a bad start. He's gonna have to use his execute here. Using that coin pretty early, just to sort of fight for the board. He won't be able to play this Restless Mummy for another turn.
Right.
So giving Electabuzz a little bit more initiative here.
Oh, he's still there?
Yeah.
Okay. Just thought my internet may have dropped it right at the exact. It's like, oh my god.
No, he's deciding to trade there, which is interesting to me.
Instead of going face, you mean? Yeah.
Yeah, instead of going face, I think you really, as the priest, you're the aggressor here. The longer you wait, the more, you know, removal tools you give them.
Yeah.
He will be able to get this. Yeah, this Injured Blade Master. I thought that was the play last turn just to get a little bit more aggression going. But he opted for the Acolyte of Pain, which is really good into, I think, his turn 5 play with the Dynamatic. But you know he just got this Restless Mummy. He's played 2 Town Criers. He's got to have one in his hand, even if he got Ziliax with the other, which he did. So you know this Restless Mummy just kills your Tolvir no matter what health it's at right now. So I think actually you want to play a Blade Master here just to keep pushing, but he's choosing to just heal.
Yeah. And chip away at the old shield. Sorry, the armor.
Yeah, that's I don't know if I like that play, but you know, we'll see. This Restless Mummy just clears out this 2/6. He doesn't have a Psychopomp to res it, which would be a great turn 5 play into this, but we don't see that coming out, so could still top deck it, I suppose, but
That's
yeah,
asking.
it's just
That's
gonna,
asking a lot right
clear
now.
this.
Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Yeah.
You could topsy turvy and go for 3, man. But I don't think that's gonna happen. So.
Yeah, you know the plays here for Super Murloc is that Ziliax or the second Restless Mummy or the Dynamatic, which would not do much with this board. So not a bad play here. Obviously the Brawl could come down.
Would you use a Brawl in this instance? Probably not. It'd be a little bit early.
I think so.
Yeah?
I think so. We see only 2 cards in Electabuzz's hand.
True.
If you stop him from drawing with his Acolyte of Pain, potentially, like you really slow him down. If you manage to like hit the 2/3, you pretty much seal the game with this Brawl. If you hit the 4/7, you know it's something that can hit you, but you still have plenty of time. You're Warrior. And then if the 1/3 lives, it's still just a 1/3. You know, you're not too upset about it. It is able to draw. So yeah, I mean he gets probably the strongest minion, but
the best option out of 3. So
yeah, he does get the best option here, but still, it's going to be hard for him to push damage, and he's not drawn at all. So, smartly keeping that Northshire Cleric in hand to guarantee a draw at some point. But I think the first couple of turns could have been a little bit more aggressive and a little bit more, playing for the board there, playing around those Restless Mummies. You know, that heal on the 2/6 didn't accomplish anything with the Restless Mummy being in hand. He knew it was there. Maybe he was thinking about Militia Commander, but people don't run that anymore. So the 6 health is the same as the 5 in that case. Okay. Interesting options here.
so you go with the I was gonna say probably play the Bronze Gatekeeper, and then throw a Ziliax on top of it, but after the turn, because he's not gonna get through that taunt anytime quick.
Yeah, I think he really. Yeah, it's interesting.
Hey, I got you, friend.
I think you really want to draw here, so I think we're gonna see that. We'll see what. Yeah, you did see a Brawl already come out. There maybe is an argument for that Blade Master number 2, but you know, maybe trying to guarantee the draw with it potentially. With that Cleric being down, you can play it next turn to draw. Oh, I see. So we do actually have an image here of I'm seeing an image here of the band. So it does look like Electabuzz only had the 4 classes and not the band class named band. So
yeah, just
that was
unfortunate beginner, or I shouldn't say beginner, but just basically a new player.
What now?
New player error, but that's fine.
So yeah, a couple of choices here. Really good placement here, actually, of the minions around Super Collider.
Right.
because otherwise he could clear that Northshire, which would be a little bit upsetting. He can still do it here with the shield slam, but chooses to kill the beaming sidekick instead. I think you just win this game if you don't let them draw, so that surprises me. And this is a big top deck here. He can actually bump the Northshire into this 3/2 if he wants, play the Blade Master and circle and draw a ton. Maybe he wants to push that 4 damage, get rid of the armor, so he might, or push 1 damage here. But I think it's better to get that extra draw. You're not pushing much with this cleric. You can only push 1 damage. I think I want to see the Northshire trade into this 2/3, and then you can trade the Blade Master and then you Blade Master circle, but and then you get 3 draws instead of just the 2 draws that he's getting here. But 2's not bad either. He could even use his hero power to heal this Blade Master first and then circle to get an extra draw. He's choosing to just draw 2. I think you should have gone for at least 3 there, but you know,
we're up here and they're down there.
Yeah. All right. Well, this Super Collider now guarantees the Northshire dying, but is that good enough?
Right.
At this point,
Shield slam. What's that do? I can't see. Nope, nothing.
just 5. He could clear the cleric with it. He could also Restless Mummy and clear some stuff, but yeah. We shall see what he decides to do here.
What's the Tomb Warden? Tomb Warden wouldn't.
2 Wardens are just 3 6s right now.
Yep.
You really want to get that value with the Armadillo. We'll see if he decides to clear the cleric finally. Yeah, so leaving up both these 4/7s, but knowing that he has this Super Collider, he can do some damage. He can't actually clear either of them right now with it though. I'm a little surprised in some of these choices, but we'll see. They definitely could work out. Yeah, choosing to take that 4, set up for a clear here, and we don't actually see another circle. So this is interesting. You heal the one that's. I don't agree with this. I think you heal the 3/5 or the 4/3 to make a 4/5.
Yeah, and then.
And if you really want to, you can start doing like double the health and stuff. Hit him for 10 here with the Divine Spirit Inner Fire. And you saw how much he struggled to clear these. You would have been able to potentially live. We do see the Dynamatic though. He could have traded and then Dynamatic and guaranteed the clear, but healing this did nothing. You see the Super Collider is available for him. So you just guaranteed they both die. And nothing coming out here for Electabuzz. Still deciding if he wants to go for this, I guess, 8 damage at this point. He could have had 10 damage plus a 4/2 that, like, wow.
It's okay.
I think this might be the game. If Super Murloc just hits that 4/3 and then Dynamatics, we don't have anything left for Electabuzz in the hand. He'd have to maybe drop Wansambi if he plays it, to maybe draw a couple more things. I don't know.
I think that's the right call. It's to
just swing into the 4/3.
Yeah, face tank that 4/3 and then.
There we go. I think he sees it.
And just throw your
No.
Oh well. Guess one and the same.
This gets rid of it too, but you're not generating a 3/4 on the board. Maybe he wants to develop like the Gatekeeper here, I guess, and so he can snip snap next turn. But he could have snip snapped onto this Dynamatic instead, and that would have been the same, and he still would have had access to the mummy. So.
Yep. I'm no world champ, but I think that would be the right play.
So yeah, we are going to be able to see this snip snap come out next turn. He does have a silence for whatever he snip snaps here, but even as this Devastator.
Throw the Devastator down.
Yeah, might as well Omega Assembly first. You can still triple snip
Yeah.
snap. You have options. I think this is just a matter of a couple more turns, and it'll be all she wrote for Electabuzz. This is the matchup he really did not want to face, and maybe didn't even practice for, assuming he was going to get the ban. So, a little bit unfortunate, but
One wide.
you know,
Yeah.
still plenty of games to play here, and plenty of time to come back. All right.
Well, he's getting
Yeah, just a handful of spells. This Psychopomp, you know, could make something, but he, you know, he's still got this Super Collider.
More left in me.
Can
get
make
the
some
nasty one out of the
interesting things
both.
happen.
Yeah.
He's got the double silence. I kind of like seeing that come out here. Just make a 1-5 and a 2-3. I think this is your one shot here. I don't know if it'll be enough.
Topsy turvy the Psycho Pump, but you want to prevent it or keep it on the board.
Yeah, you can prevent the 2-6 from dying if you do that as well, at least to the current board, because he can't just swing into it and then trade.
Yeah.
With one minion, he'll only be able to do 5 damage to it, which maybe is significant. At least from what we see on the board. Obviously, he does have the Omega Devastator. He's got the Skater Bot. He can magnetize to any of the other mechs in his hand, like Mechanical Whelp, Skater Bot. He's got so many options here. Not hurting for ways to remove this pretty efficiently. Choosing to hold on to this Super Collider, not bad. Can Dynamatic finally.
I've got more left in me.
Or just use the. Yeah, I was gonna say use the Super Collider to kind of get in there, but because there's probably not going to be any other chances for you to even use the Super Collider afterwards. He's only got the same 2 cards, and you're not really what you've seen. He's been pretty much top decking his way through.
For this Skater Bot.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I think there's no way from this point that Super Murloc really loses the game. So I think he could pretty much just throw cards and get there. I don't know if I would have done all the plays he's done, you know, recently, but it doesn't matter. I think he's got it sealed. He's got a great hand, and we're, you know, on Electabuzz's side, not so effective.
Yeah.
It does look like he ran 2 Acolytes as well, which is not, I think, the commonplace right now. So maybe not running the Bwansamdi at all, which means there's no way for him to kind of just cheat out a bunch of cards from his deck to maybe cycle a little bit better. We didn't see the Amet, which I think is a big factor in this as well. I think Amet early can turn this in the favor of Priest.
Right.
Although I think it is usually Warrior favored, but
in this exact instance, is Electabuzz is in a hard place right now. So
yeah, certainly not what you want to see. He's using all of his cards here.
yeah, I think he's just
Chose not to heal his Pyro there either to keep it alive. If he was going to do that play, he could have healed his Pyro.
Okay.
That's okay. I think this will be a little bit of a learning experience, but I hope you know, they'll both get something out of this, and we still, like I said, have plenty of game left. This is still just game 1, and we knew this matchup was going to be hard for Electabuzz. So you know, pretty much going the way we expected, and there's still, you know, at least two more games to try to swing it back for Electabuzz, and I think he definitely can do that. Interesting play here. He just, like I said, it doesn't really matter at this point. He just wants to accelerate the wind condition.
Yeah.
I think he had lethal on board anyway. This is just extra lethal. I kind of, you know, maybe Electabuzz gives him even more extra lethal with those arms. not this time around. All right, so that's game 1 to Super Murloc with the Warrior. As we expected, I think the Warrior was very favored here.
Yep.
So we'll have to see what he decides to come out with next. Still can win this. He's got 3 chances to beat the 2 out of the 3 of his remaining decks here.
So safe to say the Super Murloc's coming out with a Warrior because of the hero format, the last hero standing format.
Yep. So I don't know what his best deck into this is. Maybe Warlock. Yeah, I mean, not being able to ban that Warrior, I think, has turned this. I thought that Electabuzz was super favored here, with that Warrior ban, but now seeing this, it's going to be tough. And his Shaman is banned, so there's no like Quest Shaman shenanigans here. That maybe could get him there. This Warrior is going to be hard to beat. Rogue doesn't do it, and unless he brought this spicy Mechathune Warlock. I don't know. This is going to be very tough for him to come back.
So now we're just waiting for the second game to start. And
Yeah, I
trying
mean,
to figure out
maybe the Warlock can get there. It's going to be tough.
you'd have to have like a super crap hand for Super Murloc and the best start for the Warrior, with Electabuzz having a wonderful hand to start for Warlock. So, well, all right. So they got a match going on right now.
Watch your...
Got Rogue versus Warrior.
Yep. So really tough matchup. Oh, he brought the Quest Rogue actually. So this deck is actually not too bad into the Warrior. So he has a shot. Like, depending on the build, like actually not that bad. So surprising me here with the bring, but this actually could mean that he has a shot here to come back.
Let's see what Electabuzz does. Super Murloc with the simple hero power and go. Would this be a surprise if you were facing this and you were a Warrior? See a Quest Rogue kick out?
I mean, it would definitely be surprising for me, but I think, with the lineup that he brought, it makes sense to have something to beat the Warrior, but he planned on banning it, so I didn't expect it because I thought, he built his lineup to, not have to deal with that, but maybe he expected a different deck, maybe, I don't know. I mean, maybe he just likes Quest Rogue. I like it. Why not? But working out here for him with that messed up ban, he's actually got a shot, which I was really worried. And finishing that quest super quickly. This is like the perfect scenario.
Yep.
The only thing that he has to worry about is just running out of value, but he's got so much. He's got so much in that deck. You're discovering so many things. You just want to beat him up now. You got your 3/2 immune weapon, like you are cruising.
He's got 3 Shaman cards right now, which is interesting too. So
yeah. So we got Electabuzz role-playing Shaman as a rogue. He's got some options here. Landscaping. You just want to maybe build a board. You got Wing Blast. I think it might be the landscaping here.
Yep.
You have a 3/2 weapon that is immune. It's almost as good as a Wing Blast. It's just 1 less damage, and you get it costs 2 less, and you get 2 swings with it. Can't complain. So a couple options here for Super Murloc: Ziliax, Restless Mummy. Both kind of dealing with this a little bit, but again, like this 3/2 immune weapon. Like it's gonna do a lot of work into these minions here for Super Murloc. We see all of them that he currently has in his hand just die to this weapon. So maybe looking here for Armadillo or something with a little bit more survivability, like this Violet Warden.
Yeah.
Doesn't die outright to this weapon. It's going to be a board fight this game. Obviously, if he gets boom early, which we don't see in hand yet, it's going to. Oh, he chooses to do the Tolvir. That's very surprising to me. He has no cards in his deck that heal that. That just dies to the weapon.
Right. I would even pick the Omega. I can't remember what the other option was, but
the Omega,
which
whatever,
is a 10-6
taunt.
there.
Yeah. 10-6 on 10, but it's going to go to 10. This game is going to go long.
Yep.
And he doesn't actually kill this 4/3 as well. I guess he's setting up maybe for this Warpath this turn, but that'll be his whole turn just to remove this board. We just see more and more stuff in the hand for Electabuzz.
More options and
yeah, Elysiana in this deck maybe gives him enough juice if he just waits this game out, plays the Elysiana, and then he just has 10 cards. But we'll have to see if it goes that long, because just a ton of value. You do not want Shadow Form. You got the good hero power. You do not need to get a worse one.
I was gonna say, please stay away from the first card, sir. Thank you.
You are at 10 cards. You're gonna have to play something here. Are you just gonna play prep for nothing, or you're just gonna mill a card? Interesting.
Yep, chooses to mill a card. So
Mistakes were made.
there you go. You realize it now.
Realizes it now. Yeah, maybe it's a bad card. Maybe he mills a bad card here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wasn't too
That
bad.
seems like a good card actually in this matchup. That seems really good in this matchup. That is unfortunate. I hope he runs 2. Putting 10 cards in your deck against Warrior, where this is going to go into fatigue, and he has a Lysiana and puts 10 cards in his deck. That's what you want.
You want to keep on pace with that. So
yeah, if you had 2 of those, then that's how you win this long game. But that is an unfortunate 1 out of 20, maybe 2 out of 20. I'm not sure how many this deck runs, but that's got to feel bad and definitely punish there for that bit of an error. But he could run 2. We don't know. There's still, like I said, plenty of deck. I'm assuming he probably runs Tess as well, so that would also have been pretty frustrating to lose there. But
right.
Hopefully now he's a little bit more careful with his hand.
Well, he's definitely got 9 now, so
he's got 9 now. He's counting every turn, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
So, this is what this series is about. It's all about learning, getting better at the game. Obviously winning is fun, but it's also good to play against comparable opponents and opponents better than you, and learn new things. Like, I always love playing against players that do something that I would have never thought of, and I learned something from that, or I do something that I realized was a mistake and I learned from that. So there's always room to improve and become better players, and I think that's definitely what we're all doing here. So
I learned something from Ron Mexico not too long ago as well, from doing a scrim with them to give him 80 gold. So, but be another story.
I mean, we can definitely listen to that story later. But okay, going for this Spear of the Shark, maybe just not too many battle cries in his hand. He doesn't have room for this Faceless Collector to be giving him a ton of legendary minions, but that's not a bad card to have found here. If he's able to get stuff out of his hand, maybe just some of these
Overload,
Soul the Murlocs and stuff out of his hand soon.
So,
saw Warpath come down already, so ooh, golden.
Ooh, Super Murloc coming out with the gold Armadillo.
Yeah, Interesting. So he's choosing to get just value on just the Ziliax. I don't know if I agree with that. This game is going to come down to late game value, and I think you need to hit at least 2 things with that Armadillo. Like, yeah, it's nice to play a nice golden 4/7 for 6 mana, but he's going to be able to deal with it. Like, he's got so many options, and all you did was buff your Ziliax, which is nice, but I'd rather buff 2 3/5s or whatever, 3/6s into giant, 5/8s and or whatever they are. Yeah, 5/8s and maybe get 2 of those, and just go crazy, right? Like, you want to just beat up stuff. I'm interested to see if he chooses to clear here. He's just going for a giant Van Cleef. I can get behind that. He's gonna have to probably. I mean, he has a good removal here, actually. Oh no, right? He can't. Plague of Wrath. He can still.
He can execute.
Trade and execute it, but yeah, that rebuke was actually pretty wild. Yeah, this Omega Devastator doesn't do it.
Nope.
Ziliax doesn't do it. He has to execute it, and he can only do that if he trades this Armadillo in. So he won't get that double value off of it anyway. I think that's his only play. He has to do it.
Yep.
I mean, he could go for the brawl, but if you lose that brawl, you lose the game. So
this is just a no-nonsense one. Just get that 22 off the board. And
yeah.
Maybe even a Mega
actually,
Devastator to the shark. No, he doesn't have enough. Doesn't have enough.
No, he doesn't have enough. He has to execute this, or no. Why use your Plague of Wrath? That could come in handy later. Become more than one thing. Okay, he saw the execute. But Electabuzz was able to empty his hand, and he's going to get a ton of legendaries this turn. 2, 4, 6. 6 legendaries right now with this double battle cry. Boom. Darius.
Velen.
Play another one. Play another face collector. Come on.
Nagel.
Come on. Value, 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 value.
Yep, Value Town is coming.
Value.
Ooh.
Antonitis. War Master Voon. More value. I don't think you have any dragons, but if you find any, maybe you get a Ysera or something off the second face collector. And I think he's counting here. He will not overdraw. You will be at 9 cards, I promise.
There you go.
There you go.
He listened to you, so we're good.
Face collector. Oh, you can discover something in your opponent's hand. An extra test. This is great. I love games like this. This is amazing. We were worried about Electabuzz, that priest, missing a ban, and now he's cruising.
Fighting back.
Like,
yep.
He's got so much value, and the warrior does not push that much damage.
So we got
we
Omega
finally see
Assembly
the 2 Morden.
Mm-hmm.
Alarm Robot not going to do too much. Clockwork Goblin, vicious scrap hand.
You get a low roll on that Omega Assembly, I think.
Not great, but they did nerf it a little bit, so not surprising. I suppose he did still get 2 class mechs, which is, I think, actually higher than normal. But yeah, so he's going for the Ziliax. This is his only minion that was buffed by the Armadillo. He does still have one more flunky to maybe get a second one, but again, that was also nerfed.
Right.
So you won't see as many Armadillos as you did before. You do see more Ziliaxes, though, which is pretty nice. But yeah, I mean, sure, give him infinite armor. You're saying this is going to fatigue, and I'm going to beat you, I guess. Maybe he did not count that. All right, you're at 1 billion health, but we'll get there. We have tons of value. Maybe he can Madame Lazul into Dr. Boom later. Like maybe he makes a board that he can't boom that turn, like this board. This is a pretty good board to not be able to boom. No, don't Lazul yet. Get the boom later. It's gonna be. Or you get a Lysiana here. Actually, is not bad. You can fight for that late game as well. This is gonna be like a warrior mirror. This is gonna take forever.
Second game into hero, and we're into the forever game already. 40?
Yeah, I mean, when the warrior has 73 health, you're a
He might
little
go to
worried.
distance.
This Devastator can kill the Tony if it wants.
I don't think you're afraid.
You
of
don't need the
damage, yeah.
armor. I don't know what you're drawing for here. Drawing is actually, I think, actively bad in this matchup when you have plays, because now you're closer to fatigue than them. If he has another espionage, then you're definitely closer to fatigue. I guess you're trying to get closer to boom, but I think this game can definitely go to fatigue.
Yeah, right now, Super Murloc's got 13 to Electabuzz is
Yeah,
15.
you can't forget Tess. He's got, I think, another one in deck probably.
Yeah.
And when he does play this Tess, it's going crazy.
So what does Tess bring?
He's played Rebuke, Double Soul the Murlocs, Landscaping. He'll play Crowley. He's played Antonitis. What else? Lightning Bolt. It's going to play a lot of stuff. It's going to make him a big board, depending on the order. I forget if it works in order or not. I don't know. They did change some cards that they are in order, but I don't believe Tess's. I think it's random. But most of his stuff is just building him a board, giving it Soul of the Murlocs. Did not find the Elysiana, unfortunately, which would have been...
That would have been ideal. Yep.
Would have been ideal for this long game. Because you did give him a billion health, so it's going to be a long game. But still not finding Boom. It's also going to play Lazul when he plays the test, so he's got another shot. Like, when it happens, he's got another shot at getting one of these cards. Archivist Elysiana. He could wait on that test till, like, you know, the Super Murloc's low on cards, play the Elysiana, or play the Madame Lazul when he's got like 3 cards maybe, or 4 cards in hand, and get that really good odds for the Elysiana. Just keep fighting for board and making him have to answer. And he's got a lot of value in this hand, and we don't see too much here for
Super Murloc at this point right now. Yeah.
Choosing to not kill this Crowley and letting him do the double trades if he wants. Lots of options here. You know, he could even trade attack Hero Power Blade Flurry and keep the Darius Crowley alive if he wants. Yeah, Blade Flurry, Hero Power. Oh, you go for the Lightning Storm even. Maybe try to high roll. He can still even Hero Power. Nice. I mean, that's you can't complain about that. He's connecting for 9 here. And now the Tess is going to also play Lightning Storm. Oh, this is a risk here. There's a lot of health on there. He's hoping to get a little bit lucky. He kills one thing. He can Plague of Wrath this if he wants. We just see so much in this hand here, though, for Electabuzz. Like,
yep, it's just so many options that are going to give him the different results. So
yeah, and Super Murloc is almost out of threats. I mean, once he gets Boom, he's got a little bit more time, but he still hasn't found it. He's only got 1 Tomb Warden left, 1 Dynamatic, probably 1 Restless Mummy, 1 more Mega Assembly, maybe. Some people are only running 1 more Frightened Flunky, maybe another Devastator. Not everyone's running 2 Devastators, so definitely running low here on options. Going for that early tap. I don't mind it. We do see the Brawl. Well, it's going to play everything. It's going to play everything. So where does this go? And he hits the face, sure. What else has he got? This Vendetta, he's going to be able to clear this 3-4 if he wants. If it's not dead. We do have the Brawl in the hand here for Murloc, so he's going to be able to clear for 10 mana.
I was going to say that...
what did the Lazul give him? Or, no, his hand... No, wait, Lazul didn't work?
Yeah, Lazul didn't work.
That's strange. I guess it just plays her, but not her battle cry.
Choose soon.
That makes sense, I guess. It doesn't play their battle cry, it just plays the card.
Yeah. So how ugly is this where you got to play a 10-mana brawl?
A 10-mana brawl, and you have a board full of Murlocs, 1/1 Murlocs. So, like, imagine if you discovered Bloodlust or something. Like, these are still threatening. And I imagine there's still another test in the deck. Getting one of the worst results, but, you know, he has to play stuff. And the only card he can play is Eviscerate if he wants right now, or he can backstab one of his own minions to play another minion, which might be the play. This backstab's not doing too much. You could backstab into Velen. Like, you just saw him use one of his board clears. You could backstab into Eviscerate, or you could just hold on. Yeah, you're gonna mill a card here. You really don't want to mill your tests. You really don't want to mill your chests or other espionage if you run those. So I really don't like him if he doesn't, or really don't like him not playing a card here if he. Oh no. Is he gonna get punished again? It's very possible. I mean, this automatic, very, very clean, but oh boy, I am worried. If it hits Tess, I'm gonna be upset. Electabuzz.
Table flip.
Electabuzz. I thought you learned. You already lost your other amazing card. Please. Please, why do you need that backstab? It's not that important. Okay, okay, not too bad. Not too bad.
You
But that, I mean, it could have been the bomb, I guess. That would have been pretty cool, but yeah, that scared me. Yeah, to use some of this stuff. Come on.
Now you can use your backstab.
Saw he's at 3 cards. You saw he used a brawl already. He used both dynamics. He used Plague of Wrath. He's running out of stuff. Play some cards. Play some cards. I guess he's saving the backstab for the Voodoo Doll at some point, but maybe for Elysiana, I guess, is your best answer. He doesn't have that many big minions you're worried about, you know? That's the only one I can maybe think of here. Slowly chipping away. Town Crier draws nothing.
Nothing, that's what I was going to say.
Play it as a 1/2. That does not feel great. He can Shield Slam one of these if he wants.
Does he
probably
have
going to
enough
be higher
armor?
value. Yeah, I think so. He's probably going to have higher value targets, but I guess going for it. He's never playing this Alarma Bot with Elysiana in hand, that's for sure. And there's the test. He was 1 card away from milling that too, and I would have been so upset.
Yeah, I would have just bottom right at that moment.
Yeah, I would have bottom right. Play this Felon. Come on. You saw so much come out. No, okay. Tess is fine too, but you don't have hand space. You want to get the value. You're going to generate stuff as well.
So what about,
okay.
Yeah, I was going to say Fox, but
Sure. I mean, there's nothing wrong with this. You're getting a ton of stuff anyway. You just saw a bunch of stuff come out. I like this. You're playing a bunch of minions. Yeah, see, it doesn't do the battle cry, so that's why you only got 1-2 moored in and all that stuff. So yeah. That makes sense. This goes to his face again. Nope. Okay. Can't always get lucky. You are at 9 cards, so you're fine. What is this Baleful Banker
Baleful
from?
Banker, oh my god. That's what he got for the
Which card was that?
That was the that was the discover a battle cry card.
Oh, right. Blazing Invocation, you're right. The first one he got was Voodoo Doll, now he got Baleful Banker. He's going to be able to put another test in his deck if he's able to kill one of his minions off, which he will here into this Snip Snap. I hope he does that. I hope he just goes for another test later. How does he answer? I mean, this is a lot of damage anyway, but I kind of want to see the Banker come down. I want this Treant to go into something, and then everything else to go face and play a Banker on your test. Oh, he's going for a clear here, I guess.
There he goes. No, throw.
He's doing the
Ugh.
Banker test. Okay.
I was gonna say throw the test at first, but oh well.
Doesn't matter. I want to go face. Hit him.
How much is this worth to you?
Hit him in the dome. Oh.
Nope.
The rest, come on, hit him in the dome. This is bad into Brawl, which he probably has a second one that he might draw here, but no, I don't want to trade. I don't want to trade. No, I don't want to
He's
trade.
trading.
I don't want to trade. He's got 50 health. Hit him in the dome. What are you afraid of?
Hey, excuse me, sir. No coaching.
Choose.
He can't hear me. Ah!
10 minutes from now, he will. Oh well. See?
Okay, it wasn't Brawl, so not punished, I guess.
Not punished for now. So we'll see what
Super
Super Collider is
Collider.
going to help with.
He's got a lot of health, but he's looking at 30. If you had push damage, I think you could have set up lethal potentially.
Mhm.
If you had pushed some of that damage face instead, that's okay. I mean, it's still not looking good for Super Murloc here. He's looking at 27 damage right now. Just go face. Hit him in the face.
Just go.
Face. I don't know why he's so scared of playing this Prophet Velen. I think maybe he wants to combo it with the Eviscerate, do 8, I guess. But just get him. Go.
Hmm.
Go, 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 go. Hit him for 27. Boom.
Not now, but right now. Let's go.
Go, 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 go. Electabuzz, use Thundershock. Go. Hit him in the face. Thunderbolt. Get him. It's super effective.
Super block.
It's got to be Brawl here, I think.
Ooh, Devastator.
Don't think that's enough. I mean, he can save himself this turn, but is it going to be enough? He can technically be alive, but we do see the Velen Eviscerate might be able to get there. He's going to have to Devastator and... Yeah, he's going to swing here, kill those two, make a bunch of 1/1s again. He can Devastator the 6/5. Then he's only looking at 14 damage, I think. Or 15?
3, 6, 7, 8.
15.
9, 10, 11.
15 with the hero power. Yeah, 15. So he's got 15 plus the Velen is another 8, so that's
Here's
not quite enough.
Here's some juiciness.
Oh, with the deadly poison,
13, 15.
17 plus the 8, or it'd be 16 plus the 8 actually, because he would have had to trade one of the 1/1s in. So just not quite enough, but he would have been 1 off, I guess.
Here comes.
Finally the boom. Yeah, he would have been 1 off, I believe, if he had traded in one of the 1/1s and Velen Eviscerate, but still not looking great. He's looking at 17 damage. He can Dr. Boom, but he's not going to be able to do anything else. I guess this kills 2 minions. He's looking at 12 damage. He gained 7. Velen Eviscerate is lethal. Does he see it? Does Electabuzz use Velen Eviscerate? It's super effective. No, Velen Eviscerate! You could still do this too, but come on.
Oh,
Well,
he's going to pick
Espionage,
Shuffle.
You're never
Yeah.
going to lose. You never lose, but come on, see it. Velen Eviscerate. No!
It sounds like soccer now.
Come on. Electabuzz.
I
It
like
is a
that
hard lethal to spot potentially. You know, you're not playing priest, so it is confusing to have a priest card. But I don't think he's gonna lose from here.
No.
But
And I think
damn, Velen Eviscerate. No. Yeah, that 7 health does not equal. No! What? You used it without Velen. I thought you were saving it. Oh, this warpath clears. Oh
this
no!
is very entertaining.
It doesn't matter though, unless he gets a
Some kind of taunt. Yeah, there's a taunt. Yep, magical taunt.
He needs
Two
to do 3
taunts.
damage AoE, so he can't actually play any of these taunts with the warpath. He can double warpath and play the Devastator and kill the 3/3 though, so he can clear and play a Devastator here. If he takes
So you got
Devastator,
6. Yeah, I was
It's
gonna
not a
say.
taunt though, so he dies to the hero power. So he has to take the bronze gatekeeper, double warpath, gatekeeper, and I guess trade into the blink fox with this bronze gatekeeper. But we do still see this vendetta, which is just gonna finish this off. Vendetta hero power, and that's all she wrote. And that should be the game.
Well played.
And he sees it. We didn't get to do the Velen eviscerate like I wanted. Please just play the Velen. Show him. Show him the Velen.
Show me the money.
All right. Well,
You didn't get your request, but still, it was a very entertaining game from a caster's perspective.
yeah. I mean, that's awesome. I did not expect him to bring the quest rogue, especially with the warrior band he intended to do, even though it was misdone. So still having a deck, I'm surprised he didn't queue that first. I would have expected the warrior first. If you misban the warrior, I would have expected that. But able to find the win here. So 1-1 right now. We're going to see that rogue coming out again for Electabuzz. And what does Super Murloc have to answer this? It looks like it's Murloc Paladin.
I was gonna say.
It looks like that's what he has to answer this. I think that's a good call, actually.
Some fast damage to the face, and
Yeah, if he doesn't finish the quest as quickly as he did this last game, then I think this is
Hail and well
quite
met.
possibly your best shot here.
Murloc's got a little bit of a lumpy hand to start, but
Yeah, he had I mean, this prismatic lens is going to be nice for sure. I don't think you coin anything out here.
no.
But this prismatic lens is going to be really nice. He's got both in hand, so he guarantees getting the Murloc summon thing, and it's going to be cheap. So he's going to be able to come out with that pretty quickly.
That Solarium is going to be interesting to use down the line. So
yeah, and these Cold Light Seers in hand aren't that bad because he's going to be able to buff his board once he's built a board with the Unleash the Murlocs or whatever it's called.
Yep, that's what it is.
That's what it is, yeah.
That's what it is, man.
So yeah, already almost done the quest again. He will be done turn 5 with this Bizarre Mugger. He could be done sooner. Chef Nomi is another really good card that could help him win this matchup. Not what you want to see right now, but I think you just coin out this lens, get your really cheap spell to play on turn 4. I mean, it's not bad because he guaranteed that the Nomi wasn't hit. He was guaranteed sort of to tip the scales here on the next turn.
Yep.
It's gonna be very hard to deal with. Although this Curse of Weakness is gonna maybe give him some time to find some way to deal with the board next turn if he does need to do that. This tip the scales. He can. A lot of these might not be that strong. He can double Curse of Weakness maybe. Can even prep Curse of Weakness.
So he's choosing to tip the scales. I wasn't even sure if he'd.
Yeah, no, that's what you want to do here. Yeah, so he does actually find the Bluegill Warrior here, so he's able to trade and play this Cold Light Seer. This is gonna be very, very tough to deal with. I'm not really sure how he's gonna answer this here.
Wow, that's a big board.
32
that's lethal
damage
right now. Yeah, I was just gonna say that's lethal right now.
I mean,
just counting
the Curse of Weakness is gonna give him some shot because he can reduce this damage by a lot, but he's gonna need to find an answer fast. You know, he can Curse of Weakness and eviscerate this Tide Caller here. And he could even double Curse of Weakness, and then he's only looking at 1 to 2 damage. Can't really complain about that. You can actually swing at stuff and set some stuff up maybe for this Burglar. So yeah, you can Curse of Weakness, and eviscerate this Tide Caller. Oh, and it actually finishes his quest. I totally did not even think about that.
Yeah,
I didn't realize Echo
Warlock,
worked that way.
Yeah.
No, well, the quest is add 4 cards from other classes to your hand, and because it has echo and so it adds itself to your hand. That's really cool.
That's pretty neat.
Yeah, that is not a mechanic I would have thought about. But yeah, he's gonna be able to clear off this Murloc War Leader next turn. I mean, this Coldless Seer is gonna put a wrench in those plans. Having both of those, I think his only option here is if he like. I don't think he even has the mana. Like if he hero powered.
Vendetta.
Vendetta helps. I think he has to Vendetta and then maybe
Base.
Solarium
Yep.
for something.
Yep, he's just gonna.
Interesting. So he's just gonna go for the clear on this War Leader, which reduces a lot of the damage. That reduces 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12 damage. But if he draws another one here, okay, was not able to find it. I mean, this Tess Grayman, if he can survive another 2 turns, Tess is going to cast a double Curse of Weakness again.
That'll make it interesting.
Yeah.
Which path to choose?
He's going to need to find a way to survive another turn, though, because he's going to be able to set up 2 turn here. Yeah, he's going to be able to set up 2 turn here. I don't know what the Solarium could draw, actually, that gets him there. Maybe, actually... what's it called? Why am I blanking right now?
What's the card do?
Blade Flurry. Blade Flurry.
Blade Flurry, okay.
Because he could Hero Power, Solarium, and Blade Flurry, and swing into something and be able to clear a good amount. Not everything, but enough to potentially survive here. Does not find the Blade Flurry, unfortunately.
He's gonna have to give up his
He's at 16.
Mugger,
so
I think. Yep.
He can technically still be alive with this Ancient Blade as well, because he can. It makes you immune. He can kill the 3/2 or the 2/3 here. Probably the 2/3. Yeah, you can look for something with the Hench Clan as well. Another Curse of Weakness actually is not bad here. It reduces more damage than the Ancient Blade. So yeah, I like this. And he's locked out of the board a little bit here from maybe summoning a War Leader. Maybe he draws a War Leader. He can still trade into the 1/2 in and maybe get something off with the War Leader, which I think would be lethal. So I think that's the play here. He's got to trade this Tasty Fin in to try to find that War Leader, because then he's got, I don't know, this Prismatic Lens.
I would. Oh, Oracle.
Grimskill Oracle. I don't think that does it. He can still trade in, and it's 8 mana because he did that. I don't like this. I think you had to go for the lethal here and trade the Tasty Fin in for the War Leader. It's a little too late for that, though. Yeah, I should.
Yeah, I think he just realized.
You should have done that for the War Leader, and then you had lethal. But if he draws the War Leader here, oh boy, oh boy, that was it. That was lethal, and that's unfortunate. I mean, who's to say he could have drawn the Oracle, but the Oracle would have also pushed a good amount of damage. It would have been close.
I wouldn't even play a card right now. Just
you lock yourself out again.
Yep.
Yeah, and this this test is going to lock him out again. It's going to play 3 Curse of Weaknesses here.
Rendering the board useless until.
And a Mysterious Blade.
I think it would actually work, but the Mysterious Blade takes out what the 2/3 Cold Light Seer, and
yeah, you can start taking stuff out here. It doesn't actually summon anything, unfortunately, but it does also Solarium, which is a little bit annoying. You're going to mill 3 cards, but I think you might have to do it here.
He's looking
Tyrion
hard
is
at Tyrion.
Not,
yeah,
it's not quite enough, I don't think. You're going to need to find your Blade Flurry, I think. You just have to test and hope you'd get Blade Flurry next turn. so you can actually deal with this board to some degree.
Choose soon.
It's still not looking good for Electabuzz, but he's still in it.
Yep, good call. Pulls out the test.
I don't think he can really set up a 2-turn here. Maybe, I mean, I would go face with everything actually to set up something, but maybe not. Maybe he's not enough damage. He's got 10 damage. He's looking at, oh, he didn't get the backstab off, unfortunately.
Incredible.
That was interesting. That's something I'd never seen before. So a 0 poisoned.
It doesn't kill anything because it has to deal damage. But I think that's lethal, right? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No, it's 1 off with the war leader.
Well, if these stack so that the war leader, this is something I've never seen.
They might stack actually, so it actually doesn't do. Yeah, you're
Everybody's
right.
got 6.
Stack,
yeah. Everybody's got 6.
They all have minus 6. Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
So yeah, it's gonna be interesting play here. Yeah, I mean, this tip the scales is not going to do anything anymore. I mean, maybe if he clears your board again, you just empty your board so you can get, or empty your deck so you can know me, but...
So right now, it's...
Yeah. I mean, now he can play the Tyrion and do some trades to make sure he has fewer minions to be able to kill the Tyrion, so I think that might be the play. I don't really see anything else that's that good. So I think you definitely do that. Kill 3 minions and hope that he has no way to kill you. I think he might be able to get through with enough with the war leader, but I didn't do the math yet. So, but you definitely have to kill minions here. I think that's why I kind of wanted him to go face last turn, because he would have been able to do 6 damage. He would have been at 19. He would have been able to do 10. Maybe this turn. I don't know. It's tough to say. Okay, so he's going to go for killing the 3-2. I like killing 2 minions over killing 1 bigger minion, actually.
Incredible.
Just because of this war leader. And he still has one. And now I think he's actually dead. Because this war leader, he can trade 3 minions in and then have... Oh, no, he's not quite dead.
Double Grimscale? Kind of use up the mana, or just...
So Toxfin, War Leader, and Grimscale will do it, yeah. Yeah. So that should be it. He's going to be able to War Leader here for another 6 damage. That's just enough. He doesn't even need to Grimscale. But yeah, those are some interesting games there. So now 2-1 to Super Murloc. We're going to see what Electabuzz has for this. That was actually almost be able to come back there. I think Zoo should be favored if that's what he brought here as far as Warlock. And we'll just have to see what this last deck that Super Murloc brought. Maybe he's going to stick to his guns and bring Murloc Shaman as well, although I think it does the same thing as Murloc Paladin maybe. So I think he'd be better suited to have this Shaman as his potentially last deck into this Zoo if the Zoo is able to beat this Murloc, which I think it has a good potential to, if that's what's coming out here. So yeah, this could be the final match. I think we're going to see Zoo, but I could be wrong. And then, Zoo could still get there. If it is Murloc Shaman, then I think actually it might come down to a Zoo mirror if this Zoo beats the Paladin.
All right. So with the odds are more in favor for the Paladin to beat, or is it even?
I think this should actually be favored the Warlock into this Paladin, but Toxfin is a really good card to have. He tosses it away, and he tosses away the Sea Giant. Going for more of the aggressive early game. He has the Tide Caller actually enemies, so not too bad. Oh, he runs Dark Pharaoh to Khan. Wow. Spicy. And it's golden. Oh, I'm loving it. I'm loving it.
You love the spiciness.
We've still only seen one of every card, so this could be Highlander.
Nope,
Nope,
there's a
never
second.
mind. So
I
it is
canceled that
Zoo.
one.
It is standard Zoo, which is what I expected, but so it should be favored here into the Murloc Paladin. As you can see, they just win the board early, and we don't see the double prismatic lens in hand for Super Murloc this time. So not able to really cheat out that tip the scales early, and it's gonna be big difference, I think.
It takes care of that.
Able to take care of that, which is nice, but I think we'll probably see a tap Voidwalker here. Maybe just fight for board for now, or maybe you just go face. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I like this. If you're doing this, you're going face. Surprised he didn't put the push another 1 damage. There's a tip to scale, so that's not coming out till turn 7, which this game could be over by then, depending on how the rest of this goes. I think maybe just an amalgam here. Seer's not. I don't really care about these 1/1s that much.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, do you really want to buff?
What would Uther
It would lose their health as soon as they get smoked. So after
going for killing this actually he's not able to kill the direwolf, but yeah, placing the direwolf where he did, a little bit unfortunate for. I guess it doesn't matter now because of the way the trades happened. Okay, so we're going to see a tap here. Not really another option here for Electabuzz. Maybe he gets a playable card, and he does. And he's going to be able to play the Lackey as well. I like Faceless here.
Titanic Lackey looks a good option too.
Titanic is also interesting as well. I think those are probably the 2 choices he's looking at. Titanic lets him sort of just go face again and keep his stuff alive. Again, not playing. I don't know why he's not playing that Lackey on the other side of the Direwolf, just losing out on damage a little bit. Choosing to trade is surprising. I guess he doesn't really have ways to deal with this. Oh, and here's the prismatic lens. So he's got a 50-50 shot here to hit the lens or the other tip the scales, which could mean the game. He does hit the tip the scales, and that could actually get him there. Although interesting. Demon Bolt, Ziliax. These cards might actually be able to answer this big board of Murlocs. I'm surprised he didn't just push with the Ziliax here, but yeah, why not have a 4/4 Titanic Lackey? That bluegill means that the tip the scales is not going to have any charge Murlocs, which means he's not going to be able to kill this Mecharoo. Which means he's going to be able to Ziliax on this Mecharoo for extra damage.
Wow.
Next turn. Unless he just chooses, yeah, he can do this. But, oh, that's a misplay. I think you want to trade first. Unless he's not trading at all?
extraordinary?
No, he's definitely trading.
So he missed out on one minion there by doing that.
Right.
Interesting. He could Ziliax onto this as Joey Bot is not bad. He could also do it separately if he wants to kill this 4/3 Murloc War Leader and kill the Grimskill Oracle maybe, and then just go face. He's got 13 damage, so with this Ziliax he's got 16, so very close. But I think you do want to kill this War Leader if you can. Is there a way to push? Is there a way to get lethal here? I think actually if he goes in, go in with the Titanic Lackey first, then Grim Rally it. You get 3 more damage, and that's exact lethal.
That's like,
Oh, no. That's the only one you didn't want to do. You lost out on 2. Electabuzz. Oh, well,
wow.
He didn't count.
Didn't count, and I didn't switch over the transitions. So.
Okay, well, that's that game done.
And I was stupid and didn't transition that game over, so.
So no one saw it.
No one saw it.
No one saw it. Well, as a recap of that last turn, Electabuzz Dire or not Dire. What's it called? Grim rallied his Direwolf, which was giving his minions an extra 1 attack. If he had Grim rallied any other minion after attacking with it, he would have gotten lethal. But he Grim rallied the only minion that he couldn't after attacking to get lethal. But Super Murloc, I guess, didn't realize that and conceded. So, interesting game. We are 2-2 now, and it's gonna be either a Warlock mirror, or maybe if this is Quest Shaman, I think Quest Shaman can take this Warlock. So, still Warlock and Shaman available for Super Murloc. So it depends what he brought. He might go for the mirror and just whoever wins the mirror wins it, or we might see the Shaman come out, especially if it's Quest Shaman, I believe. If it's Murloc Shaman, the Zoo should be favored. So I do expect either a mirror or Quest Shaman versus Zoo Warlock here, depending on what Super Murloc brought. But yeah, crazy game there. Sorry you guys missed it. Zoo did Zoo things. A little bit too much trading for my for my my blood, but it worked out in the end. A little bit of misplays on both sides, but it worked out. So it is Quest Shaman. So I think this is very favored for Super Murloc here. But Zoo can still get there. Just I mean, these are the 2 cards you like to see.
Yeah.
Definitely Mind Control tech. Sandstorm Elemental a little bit less because they don't always have 1 health. They do have a lot of 1 health minions, so still hits. Giggling Inventor as well, not bad. And with that Mutate, it will be turn 7 though, so it's still ways away. On the other side of things, we do see the Sea Giant. So if he's able to develop a nice board, you know, this Sea Giant can come out and he's got a chance to lose it to the MC Tech, but if he's able to dodge through that, he'll be in really good shape. I think that might be his best win chance here. Okay. I'm surprised by that choice, actually. There were a couple of defensive tools there. He's choosing to go for board early. Not a bad strategy, but you know, this Magic Carpet into a bunch of 1-drops is going to make that difficult. You know, he can coin a 1-drop right now.
Would you want to coin a 1-drop right now?
You could coin the Titanic Lackey and do it on the Joeybot, so your Joeybot lives and you kill something with the Lackey. Choosing to just make a bigger
carpet. Okay.
Bigger carpet. All right. Okay. All right. Reasonable play. Oh. Flesh Shaper's a really good card. He can trade and mutate, maybe try to high roll a little bit here, get something extra spicy. This carpet's going to live, but, you know, maybe you get something that can deal with it or something he can't deal with. That is not it.
That is not a high roll, folks.
The lowest roll. I feel for Super Murloc. That has happened to me before. Not with this deck, but in the past.
Good heavens.
I have conjed into Hyreek the Bat before and felt like the worst.
the worst has ever gone. Yep. Nice. I feel
worst thing ever. Not too many demons. I think Fiendish Circle dies to the Sandstorm Elemental and it plays into MC Tech, but it's technically the card that's most doing what your deck wants to do. Hyreek is not a demon, which I think he was checking there. So Fiendish Circle, not bad, but
does that buff when he spits that out for
I don't know actually. I don't know if they're 1-cost imps. They probably are, but I don't know. I think it's play, and this is summon, so I don't think it works. But it's an interesting thing to think about. All right, do some trades. No, I don't like that one trade though. I like going face with that 1/4, but it's okay.
Yeah. So.
And you played into the MC Tech. Just don't get the carpet, I guess. Oh, okay. He gets a. It does keep the rush, I suppose. So not bad. Still not able to clear the carpet, luckily. But definitely. I would have liked to see him only have 3 minions there instead, but you know, things happen. This isn't bad. Like he's still got some 1-cost minions. He did lose his last lackey though, unfortunately. So this one of the most powerful plays in the deck, the Evil Recruiter, is not going to be able to work.
Right. I was just noticing that card, so be interesting to see if this Fiendish Circle actually does something. But
yeah, I mean, he's going to be able to keep, if he decides to Defender of Argus here, he can actually keep both of his minions alive and value trade. I think that's the play here. You can even go face if you want, but I do like keeping the carpet alive, so yeah, not bad. We are 1 turn away from Giggling Inventor, so gonna want to start developing a board. And this Fiendish Circle, now you saw one of the same, you know, he's not at 3 cards. Like, what are the chances he has another one? And he still hasn't finished his quest. Like,
no, yeah, he's
you know, if this
late
Giggling
with
Inventor
quest.
comes down, yeah, if this Giggling Inventor comes down next turn, he's not getting double battle cries. He will finish the quest there, but
And the giant comes out.
the giant comes out, and at this point, I think you just no, I like just trading the amalgam. I think, and this guy is not summoned. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I think he was thinking that maybe it would also get the buff. This board is not good into the second MC Tech. He doesn't have it, but it would have been pretty rough. Okay, he finally finishes the quest, but 2 weaponized wasps without any lackeys, not going to do too much.
Nope.
I think you want to look for 1-drops here. I think you want to hero power.
Hero power
Look
test. Yep. Well, he gets
Celiax isn't bad either. I think
throw
you
it on,
probably
yeah.
just. I kind of wanted it separate, but this is fine too. I just want to be able to push some damage. You could have pushed 8 if it was separate, which I like. But I don't think it's going to matter. Unless he finds some lackey generation here and is able to clear both of these, that's not it. And it's...
Wow.
I mean, he's going to be able to play more taunts next turn, but he's going to be taking 15 this turn. Potentially more with this Knife Jungler, Fiendish Circle, Grim Rally. I think that's actually lethal.
Yeah, I was just looking at
Knife
that.
Juggler, he has 15, so Knife Juggler, Fiendish Circle does another 4, so that's 19. No, so it's just short. With Snip Snap, he can push another 6, which I think is what he's going for.
So if he goes Knife Juggler, then Grim Rally, that's 18.
He was 1 short with the Knife Juggler, Fiendish Circle, Grim Rally because I think maybe you play it separately because you know Giggling Inventor's a card. Okay. Push 19. You don't really have anything over the top. Maybe he runs Soulfire.
And that's not the card.
That's not the card. I mean, this will keep him alive technically, but this Fiendish Circle is going to do a lot of juggles. Oh no, I think he played 2. Oh no, he only played 1 Sandstorm Elemental, so there we go. Fiendish Circle is probably going to do it, actually. Do it. Fiendish Circle. Juggles. It depends where they hit, but yeah, that's a good one. Just juggle into one of the other ones. Oh, ooh.
That's ugly.
So not quite enough, actually. He can Grim Rally and play the Mermy and try to go one more time for the juggle onto the Divine Shield. That's what you really want here. So it is what he's going to go for.
Let's see what happens.
You got a Mermy and hit that Annoyatron. I think you trade into the 1/2 already with the juggler here, because No, trade into the 1/2 first, so you have less targets. Okay, didn't matter, but still. Oh no, do the trade the other way so you can heal 5 health. Okay,
Okay.
doesn't matter. I mean, he has a lackey now, so he can hero power lackey to make a big taunt, weaponize wasp, kill the 12/8. I don't think it's going to be enough though.
I just
Okay,
can't
looking
see.
for other lackeys. Maybe he's looking for damage lackey here to maybe kill another thing. Yeah, if he found the damage lackey, he would have been able to double wasp and kill both of the big minions.
Right.
But
It's looking pretty grim right
wouldn't
now.
have been able to taunt here. Yeah, this is not what you want to see. He's only going to wasp once now, I guess, killing the sea giant. And
Does he get any totems up?
no.
Swiftly.
Okay. Well, that's definitely ain't it. Okay, that's it. Electabuzz, despite the unfortunate ban situation, able to come out here, turn things around, and find that win. I
Wow.
think it's all thanks to that quest rogue, honestly. I think otherwise he was doomed. If he brought tempo rogue, there was no way he was getting past that warrior. So, you know, especially after that misban. So really, really, you know, well played by both people, both players, and I think, like, you know, it's a lot to learn from these as well. You know, definitely some good plays. But I definitely recommend both players, you know, check out the VODs, you know, think about some new plays like I was talking about earlier. You know, it's really nice to kind of play against other players, and, you know, especially playing on stream, you get to see, you know, all your plays again, see maybe what other options there were, people in chat saying options, me, Saku, whoever,
Yep.
sort of discussing what kind of plays you can do, and you know, learn from that. So well played, and congratulations to Electabuzz. This is a big win for them. I think that actually that was a 3-2, I believe. So it's still anybody's game. I think with that result, because that puts Team No Pros here at 13 and the Cult at 10. So it all comes down to Chewbacca versus Disco. Whenever that's going down, that game is going to decide the series. Technically, Team No Pros here has 3 match wins. So if it ends in a tie, I think what's the way that it ends in a tie? If it's 13-10, if Disco loses 3-1, then it ends in a tie, right?
I think
And
so. Yeah, I'm just taking a quick look now.
yeah, and then that means that Team No Pros here would come out with it because of the match wins. So Chewbacca needing a sweep here to seal the deal against Disco for the Cult. Any other result would actually mean the Team No Pros here wins. So big win for Electabuzz. Still not out of it yet, the Cult, but very close. And one more match to determine it. I don't know if we can get Electabuzz on here. I
That's
don't know
what I'm
if
trying to
he's...
do here. Just give me a sec here.
Yeah, no problem. A lot of very crazy plays today.
My fingers are not working, man.
Oh no, buddy.
Here we go. So I just sent him, waiting for a response, so we'll see if he's able to join us or not. If not, then
yeah, no
this,
worries. We'll call it if not.
battle of attrition.
Yeah, these are some crazy games. I did not expect the result that we saw here today. Crazy games. Definitely a lot to learn from, a lot to look at. And I was, you know, really excited to see some sort of interesting brings here with the that rogue actually paying off tremendously. So
Yeah, it should
kudos
be
to both players. Quite a game.
quite a game, but and hats off to Super Murloc and Pond there for playing tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. And Super Murloc living up to his name there, bringing that Murloc Paladin. Didn't bring the Murloc Shaman, but I think it was probably the better bring what he did bring, but wasn't able to quite get there, unfortunately. But still very well played. A little bit of a low roll with the high reek and a couple of the things that happened, but I think both sides kind of had their moments. With the Quest Rogue, he lost the espionage and nearly lost the test, and lots of swings and turns, and
It was a up and
yeah,
and
both
down
of these
match.
series were pretty wild. I definitely enjoyed watching them, and I've been enjoying this meta a lot. I feel like this happens more now than it has in the past. You see it in GM, you see it here. I mean, you saw it in the World Cup as well. I think there were lots of up and downs.
Yeah.
And in this, and even in last year's standing, and um, I'm excited to see what kind of crazy stuff people come up with this season.
He hasn't added me as. Oh, there we go. Hold on a sec.
No problem.
Please hold the line.
If you'd like to make a call, please hang up and try again.
Okay. Here he
I
comes.
hope everyone enjoyed this stream so far. Even my little bit of discussion earlier. Hey, welcome! Congratulations! What a series, man. How do you feel?
He's awestruck.
Awestruck.
Get your mic on,
Speechless.
dude. Maybe.
Electabuzz. Speak.
While he's getting his mic all situated, I was gonna actually, what was I gonna do? Jeez, I'm all disorientated, man. It's too late for me. It's like 11:30. That's past my bedtime.
Oh yeah, you're on that weird time zone, all the way over there. The one that we forget about, the extra time zone in
Yeah.
America. The one
the old
hiding
Atlantic.
there at the top.
The old Atlantic
North
time.
American, yes.
Get your mic sorted out there, Electabuzz. If not, you can just chat. And
Saku will read it in your voice as he imagines.
So you ask the question and see if Electabuzz answers.
All right. Well, first off, how does it feel? I think that's your first game in THL. Quite a series. Can you tell me? I know obviously there was that little hiccup at the beginning with the bans, but ended up working out for you. Oh no, Mike, that's fine. So yeah, how do you feel overall? Yeah, few is right. Yeah, no, I understand that. It was a long series. Game was of attrition, but you got there. You'll learn a little bit. It's not a big deal. It happens with the band thing. It's no big deal. Next time you'll have it right. It's a little bit complicated, but not too bad. I think you guys both played great. There were a couple of plays, and you're welcome to watch the VOD and hear what we were talking about and
hear
the
my
chat.
Yeah, I was gonna say hear my Anodon coach. No.
No. There was one point in well, I'm actually really impressed that you brought the Quest Rogue. I thought that was a really cool bring. It actually worked out pretty well for you with the Miss Band, because I think if you brought Tempo Rogue, there was no chance, I think, that you can beat that warrior. So ended up working out for you, and that was a really cool game to watch. A lot of really interesting moments. Obviously, you didn't want to lose the espionage there for the overdraw, but not too bad. It ended up working out. There was one time, if you do watch the VODs, where I got really excited and you missed some a lethal play there with the Velen eviscerate, and I got upset, but you ended up getting there the next turn anyway. Yeah, I mean, it was definitely some exciting games. Oh yeah, there was the game 3, I guess it was as well, or game 4 with the stream actually
non
couldn't.
televised, yes.
Yeah, so Saka made a little bit of a mistake. So game 4, the really quick one with the zoo into the Paladin, he wasn't televised, but there was that Grim Rally onto the Direwolf. I was like, oh no, Grim Rally any other minion after your attack, but he ended up conceding. So that missed 2 damage didn't matter. But you saw the lethal, but it was a little off on the Grim Rally. But I definitely enjoyed those games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's awesome to have new people coming in and having a good time. And your team is in a great position here to win. We were just talking before you joined us that
Mhm.
if Disco gets even 1 game, then I think you guys have the week because the tiebreaker would come down to match score, and you guys just won 3 of the matches now
Yep.
into one of the highest rated teams. So really, really good job here for your first season.
First season, first week of play, and trying to get
Yeah.
used to the format and such. But
yeah, let's go Disco. But yeah, no, I really appreciate you coming on, being on stream, especially like your first week, like we were saying. All the guys on Team NPH have been super, awesome and in the Discord and everything. So it's all good, man. I definitely have been nervous there too, especially like if your first match in like this sort of format, closed deck list, last hero standing, on stream, against like good players. Like yeah, I can understand you being nervous, and it I appreciate you coming on regardless. I hope you do again, and I hope it was helpful for you too if you do watch the VODs. I think that's one of the best things that comes out of it. Any sort of last thoughts or things that you wanna say before we let you go? I'll have Saku read them out.
do I read it in digital form? Thank you for having me, though. Yeah, good games is Super Murloc is what Electabuzz has mentioned. The matches were super entertaining. So, and yeah, you're right. 5 games is very intense. So once it comes down to game 5, well, it's just you do what you can do, and you came on top with the old Warlock versus the Shaman.
Yeah, absolutely. That was definitely an unfavorable for you. So coming out with a win there was definitely really awesome. Yeah, the ban, not a big deal. It happens, especially early on in the season. But I'm sure there's no way it'll happen again now. You learn from it, and you still got to win despite it. So, didn't even see his Warlock, which I imagine was probably some form of zoo. So, we didn't get to see that mirror, but I think it was a really cool series. Yeah.
Yep. All right. So I guess we'll thank you, Electabuzz, for joining us here.
Yes, thanks again, and thanks everybody for watching. Hope you had a good time. I think those were some awesome matches, both of them, really entertaining.
Except for game 4.
I don't know what you're talking about. I enjoyed it.
We both did. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and I think that's all from us. Maybe you want to just review the games that we have or the matches we have for the rest of the weekend again. I know we talked about them before, but people maybe that just joined us.
Yeah, just I actually shut that window down. It's pretty bad. But so we have Sunday? We have what was it? Pardon me.
Let me see. Sunday we have Smear versus Solo Jazz for in the Pro Series at 8 p.m. And then 9 p.m. Eastern time.
Yep, is Twos and Yellow Dart going at it for Hero. So that should be an awesome match too. So tune in on that Sunday, and if we can figure out if Saturday is going to be a workable streaming day time, get your sign up. Use the sign up form there, and sign up for like the 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock time slot there.
If anyone's interested in doing some casting or opping, obviously tell Donde.
Yep.
We're always looking for more people, and it'd be great to have some Saturday matches as well if people are available at that time. So let him know. And thanks for watching.
Thanks for watching, everybody.
Goodbye.